Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?
Someday I will fix that like black screen. Oh, and of course I've got to go get Wolf's camera. That's what happens when you get really upset, guys, by really bad writing on things. So give me 1 second to get our boy. Where is that lad? Copy link. And 1, 2, 3. Andrew. There he is, the man himself, looking exactly like your profile picture, like your Rippaverse profile picture, with like your glasses and the stern face, and like I see you. So yes, guys, we are back. How is everybody doing out there? It is yet another Thursday, yet another week of comics, and Andrew and I are here to provide you with intellectually honest comic book talk about all the week's events, all of the week's news. Or lack of news, or lack of anything, really. I feel like this, you and I were just talking about this before we went live. It's been slightly quiet this week, just in terms of kind of everything. Even everything we'll talk about tonight is kind of, I don't want to say mediocre. What did you say before we went live? Like aggressive?
This week was kind of aggressively mid.
Yeah, aggressively mid, except for, here, I'm just going to ask you at the top of the show.
Except for a couple of moments.
Because I'm curious. There's a lot of good moments in this week's books. A lot of moments where I'm going to go, you'll see me and Andrew going, oh, this moment is so good. Like, this is X character. This is Y character. But the overall
then, like, the rest of the book will
serving,
just be like,
I don't really care what we're doing here. But on that note, I want to ask you, just before we even get into everything, because now I'm curious, what was your issue of the week?
Gosh, that's really hard because I didn't love anything that came out this week. What did I pick up this week? I picked up Amazing Spider-Man. Was it 30? Was this
29
week, or was it 29?
We've got
29. I got that and it had some good art. It had a couple of cool action sequences. The story was meh. Don't really care.
And we'll get into it, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. What else? Batman, obviously. My boy Jimenez, nice. You know, I love Jimenez's art in this issue, as I love it just about anytime he's drawing anything. But I just don't really care much about the current plot, and we'll get into that.
And that's the problem.
It had a couple of cool moments and a little bit of good dialogue, but other than that, I'm kind of disinterested with this current arc,
which is we'll talk about it. Because remember, guys, we were this arc's like biggest shooter when it came out. Like when we were in those first like 3 or 4 issues.
When it first kicked off,
you and I were, oh my god, we were praising it. So
because it started out so strong, and then it's just like really petered out quickly, unfortunately.
I think a running thing we're going to see with this week's issues, and I don't think there's any big overarching event that caused this. I think it's just coincidence at every publisher. Like a lot of things this week were super rushed. Right? Like plot points or resolutions. It's just like, go. Okay, we're done. And it's weird because outside of Queen and Black, I can't, and I guess as Clone Geek points out, Armageddon comes out next week, but like
I keep forgetting that event's even a thing because I genuinely could not care less.
Literally, the only reason, and I'm going to pull it up just to show everybody because it's relevant, and I've been talking about it for like 2 weeks, and I just showed you, so I know I have it on hand. But there's like literally the only... God, I forget how much you and I talk. Good Lord. I was like, oh, I'll scroll up for a second, and I'm like hitting back. There it is. Okay. Open that link. Let me just save this real quick. Set this up. Bump. But yeah, like the main thing, the kicker with Endgame for me, or Endgame, Armageddon for me, was where Chip Zdarsky was like, because he's writing this, he's like, no, we don't. There's no reason to retcon or reset the Marvel universe ever. We should just keep going. And I'm like, dude, don't do that. Like this is how you got to where you guys are right now, where DC is eating, not even just eating your lunch, like they're cooking it in front of you and then throwing it out. That's how much, like, that's how crazy they're doing right now. But to that end, the only reason I even care that that event is coming is because every first issue comes with did it work? Yeah,
a magic card.
Yep, magic card. So obviously I want the magic card, but also it's
Stegman,
Ryan Stegman, so it looks good. And
his Spidey has always just been so on point.
The one criticism I have of his Spidey is that sometimes he draws his like face too like all that. What was that word you used?
Too pronounced behind the mask.
Not even. I like that. It's when he's Peter and he draws his eyes like very small and his nose very like he draws like a very scrunched face kind of Peter. You know what I mean? And it's not like it doesn't ruin it for me. I just go like, he looks too boyish, I think is what it is. Stegman draws him as like an early 20s guy. And I'm sorry, like even if we want to play by Marvel's stupid rules, there's no way this man is like 24. I'm sorry. There's just objectively no way. But you and I were also talking about this card because, yeah, as you guys can all see, promo art piece by Ryan Stegman. In theory, this promo piece does what it should, right? Like it seems really exciting. You've got Red Hulk going after a wounded Spidey who's like clearly terrified, clearly like I'm about to die. Iron Man and Wolverine are trying to stop Hulk, who is crazed. Stegman even did the thing where like he gave him really tiny pupils in his eyeballs. And there's a nuke going off in the background. Holy shit. Like in theory, guys,
that's a lot going on.
That's like a lot going on. And that could be cool. But we know modern comic books and we know that like that nuke explosion is probably, somebody's testing a gamma bomb or something, right? And nothing's really nuked. Or Spidey's all beat up, not because he was in a fight with Red Hulk, but I don't know, he fell out of the Quinjet, something stupid. Like, But yeah, to your end, like I just cannot care a single iota about this event. Nothing's gonna change. House of Status Quo will continue being House of Status Quo.
Marvel has very self-excited me with events just in general over the last couple of decades. The first one that I was genuinely excited for was Venom War.
I remember that. And you were all in on that one.
Since then, I got every single tie-in. I don't usually do that with events. No. Like the last event that I did that for was the first Metal event. Like the original
crazy.
One, not Death Metal. So we're talking 2018.
That's a wild batch to have gotten everything for, because I would argue that event's like all the tie-ins are good. The worst one is probably that whole little, what is it, Gotham Resistance little arc that goes on.
The Resistance ones. Yeah.
I just don't care about it. Like it's good for the story and there are good beats in it. And like, I'm glad you guys included it to set the stage and everything, but I don't know, man. You put Harley Quinn on a team and I'm completely out of it.
Yeah, I just don't care. No, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. And I could agree with that.
Back to what we were talking about, issue of the week. Just because I want to see.
Because I was still rattling them off.
Yeah, you were. So, I just had to interrupt there.
Batman, Amazing Spider-Man, Uncanny, and I read issue 2 of the DC Sonic crossover.
Yeah.
So I think those were the only 4 new books that I had this week. That doesn't seem right. Hold on. I feel like I got more books than that this week.
I don't know if you would have, because are you still reading Batgirl? Batgirl came out this week.
No.
Which is
I finished out the first arc and that was it.
I'm excited to go back to it because I was the same way. Because
that first arc was good,
and it's still the same team. And dude, it's at issue 20. That's impressive as shit to me.
I'm honestly surprised.
Like,
it's gone
yeah, it's
right
like the
now
Poison Ivy thing
in this current comic market, right? For a side character like that to be at 20 issues, a lot of them get cut before 10.
And that's not.
That's right. Rook Exodus number 10 came out, but I'm picking up those individual issues and then reading the trades.
Someday you and I will do like a month of Ghost Machine, and we'll just
cover the Ghost Machine universe
because
everybody talks about Hyde Street and Redcoat.
Redcoat's. I started Redcoat and it was great, and then I don't know why I stopped. I did. But yeah, see, I was asking you all that because yes. I was going to say the Sonic DC crossover this week. This is honestly probably my favorite book of the week, which is super weird because it's not particularly like standout, but it doesn't like it does the job it's supposed to be doing right, which the other books don't. And we'll totally get into that. I also just want to show you because I think I sent it to you. I don't know if you saw it, but like this Mark Brooks cover for Godzilla Infinity Roar.
No.
Like Phoenix Mecha Godzilla.
That's dope.
Isn't this great? Like this is
that would make a sick poster.
Dude, shout out to Mark Brooks. Like I'm so proud of him from going from somebody whose art was technically impressive, but so noisy you couldn't lock onto anything to
or just like super basic because it was just a simple pinup.
Right, exactly. And now he's improved, and we always like saying that, right? Like Dragotta from that Spider-Man issue to Absolute Batman. I'll never let it go.
Yeah, one of the biggest like artistic glow ups.
Oh wait, speaking of that, I found because Andrew showed this to me earlier, and we're talking about, and I just reminded me about it. I do want to share this hilarious little note that came down from Scott Snyder.
Oh yeah.
Just a funny little bit for all of our Absolute fans out there. Let's see, did I get the right window? Yeah, here's Scott Snyder earlier today sharing. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. What do you want me to do? I think there we go. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. Yes, earlier today a tweet from Scott Snyder showing the original note he gave to Nick Dragotta about Absolute Batman size. And it's just funny that like, they always intended for him to be like a meat mountain.
Oh yeah, that wasn't just a Nick Dragotta stylistic choice. Like Scott Snyder had it in his head. He's like, no, this is actually Kaiju Man. And is then what this is.
As I was talking to you about earlier, like, I think he's still a little small here. Like, I think Dragotta was the one who's like, oh no, we can go bigger, way bigger.
Yeah, he was like, you've got Thor right now. I'm going to do Hulk.
Right. Yeah. So he's like, that's a really good point. Let's see. All right. Before we get into everything, guys, you might see we have our pinned tweet up tonight. Is the link for Arcstream False Start #1, Andrew's debut comic book, right?
Like, is
that how
that's
how I want to frame it here. Okay, cool. Yeah, full comic from Andrew. Go pre-order it now. Let's see. I even have something I created just for this occasion from here on out. Bum. No, not you. Wrong one. Boom! A little graphic with all the covers and a big old warning that says, guys, July 24th, final order cutoff. Like seriously, okay? So don't let it pass and then start emailing Andrew or Eric and being like, hey, are there any that slip behind the counter or whatever? Don't even try. Go pre-order it right now. Go get your lovely covers. I should probably
get an Arcstream character card too.
You will,
as long as you're one of the first. Not a Dokemon one, like more of a traditionally sized
trading card.
Like trading card. So like those look really good too. Like we haven't revealed what they look like or who the artist is. We have the same artist doing all of them. I'll have to send you what the Arcstream one is because
wait, yeah.
I'm excited about the artists that we have doing them all.
But I mean, yeah, guys, super exciting things going on. Go get your covers. Go get that cover B so we can get more of those retro covers forever. I hope one day Grippa has a booth at somewhere that they like just put up all the retro covers.
All the
right?
All the throwbacks.
And just like see them and like I always like that when you go to like Comic Cons or something, and like DC or Marvel will bust out like, here's every, I don't know, let's say like, oh, every foil card from the top Superman set that just came out, right? Like, I like those. It's like, wow, that's sick. And then I get them all, and it's I don't know how to display them as cool, and it makes me angry. No, I'm kidding. But guys, all right, let's see. All of that out of the way. I have two things I want to talk to you about news-wise, and they'll be really quick, but I think let's get to say hi to everybody in the chat, then we'll move on to them because they'll help lead us into everything. So, beginning at everything, we have Masta in the house. Masta, a pleasure to have you. I know it's very rare thanks to all the time zone differences. I know you normally catch us in the VOD. Always a pleasure to have you live. And yes, Arc Stream for the win indeed. Blue Stream, Blue Shift, Blue Spark, whatever you want to call him these days. He's something. He's Andrews. He rules. Go pre-order your books right now. Let's see. We've got Clone Geek says current Batman just feels off to me. I think Alfred being dead kind of broke the title. You know what? I'm gonna put that to you, Andrew. You're much more of a like Alfred core fan. You know what I mean? Like you want Alfred there in the DNA. So how do you feel about his absence here?
However, his like physical absence doesn't bother me in this current run. And I think that's because most of the stuff that at least was going on for the first handful of issues was interesting enough that the way that Fraction was approaching it with the kind of Alfred that we're seeing being more of like something from Bruce's psyche that he's projecting, right? Onto the page. That's actually interesting. You can tell good Batman stories without Alfred being around. Like, I don't think Alfred is a must in terms of, because he's not going to be alive forever. It wouldn't make sense for him to be alive forever, right? If we're going to allow other characters to grow, so if we're going to allow,
May's here.
Well, that's the problem all in and of itself, right? Like one more day should have been one more day.
Kent has survived everything but the New 52. Okay, like even Jonathan's heart attack. Oh, you want to go, baby? Okay.
Yeah.
Queue up.
I think Alfred is a character that you can retire or kill off. As long as you do it well and you have a good plan going forward for how the Bat book looks without Alfred having a physical presence. But that's the thing. It was Tom King that killed him off, and therefore he didn't have a plan for that, right? And so his absence was felt for a while. It's not really felt right now for me in this current run.
It's weird because I think Clone Geek might have something on that like physical presence bit, and just hear me out here because like you're right in that, you know, it works what Fraction was doing with the ghost and the psyche, whatever the reveal will be. I think the weirdness comes from he's only talking to Bruce, right? So this is only like only occurring to him. Nightwing, Steph,
Cass, like part of the charm of Alfred's character was his interaction with the rest of the Bat family. No, I absolutely agree with that.
And then like, you know, his little moments where like I always liked it, even though Batman's Rogues Gallery evolved kind of past that defense measure, but how, you know, the grate into the Batcave, like the sewer grate, like he would always be there with the shotgun. Like if somebody tripped that alarm, he's like, get out of here. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, Alfred. Just because it came to my mind, don't forget, guys, go check out the Alfred Pennyworth prequel series over on HBO, which is not only a prequel to Alfred and Batman, it's a prequel to V for Vendetta. And yeah, enjoy that. It's still one of the weirdest things I think I can like ever recall.
Choice.
Like it's so weird. But I forget who it is, Andrew, but with the you reminded me because yes, it was Tom King who had Bane kill Alfred. I believe in front of Robin, like in front of Damian.
It was in front of Damian. Yeah, it was in front of Damian during the I Am Bane
that entire like
arc.
That era, that like 2 years of like Tom King led Batman was kind of rough. Even though I like Gotham Girl, but that was rough. Shoot, what was I saying to that? Damn it, what was I saying?
You were talking about Alfred's presence and absence.
Yeah. Damn, I had some point I was gonna make to having Alfred around or not having him around. Oh, yeah. So Bane kills Alfred, and then I forget who takes over the run over Batman after King, but they came in and there's like a bit where
Well,
Joker.
King was supposed to go 100 issues, and he got booted off at issue
Thank
80 something.
God.
I think it was like 85. And that's when Tinian took over.
That's who. Yeah, because it was Tinian. Because there's that scene where Joker confronts Bane, and he actually is like wailing at like the shit out of, because like Bane's like on the ropes or whatever, and Joker's like, he's basically like, I hate you for killing Alfred, not because you killed Alfred, but because there was no point to it. Like, it wasn't funny, and it's such a good scene because it sound like clearly it's Tinian as Joker speaking to Tom King as Bane, as like, dude, sure, kill him off, but you didn't have a plan for it. You didn't know what you were doing. You just did it for the shock value. And I always love those,
which is what King does.
Moments. King's entire career is defined by shock, like shock and awe. Oh my gosh, all that kind of crap, and it never ever works. We're tired of it. Go home, Tom King. We have Subhuman here. It says, found issues number 1 to 20 of Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 1, and I bought You better have bought them. That's a crazy,
nice.
That's a crazy little find. The first like 20 issues of those. I hope they're in good condition at the very least. What do you? Are you not flea marketing? I guess it's like a swap market or swap meeting. That's what I'm looking for. Good Lord, I haven't been to a swap meet in forever. Let's see. Clone Geek does ask, is Annihilation the last truly great Marvel event? And I only bring it up because I want to probe you. I know we both like Venom more.
Yeah, and I love Venom more, and
cool.
I think overall I enjoy Venom more on just a comic book event. Like, this is just dumb fun. I'm having fun with this.
Yeah.
Annihilation was probably more, I don't even know if I want to say it's more structurally sound, because it deals a lot of cosmic stuff, and nothing cosmic Marvel is actually structurally sound.
Well, that's the difference, is like, so Annihilation, I agree with you, Clone Geek. It is an insanely good event. But a lot of why it got to be so good is something Andrew and I talk about all the time, is Marvel said, okay, Dan Abnett, Andy Lanning, all of you guys, like, go. We really don't care what you do right now, right? Like, none of these, we're focused on the Civil War stuff. You go have fun out there. And through that, like, all of those writers were able to craft a pretty damn good, like, space opera, right? So you had all of that. And I think what you mean by structurally sound is that it is more of a, probably another way to view it is like, it's a prestige event. Right? Like prestige television. Like, this is an event that would go on HBO versus a Disney Plus crossover, right? And I think that's because you had kind of like what we saw with the beginning of the Ultimate Universe, a very small pool of creators who were told, you can pretty much do whatever. And that's
when it was good.
And that's when it was great. And yeah, so Annihilation is good. I would definitely agree with that. I definitely agree it's a little more structured probably than most events. I'm genuinely trying to think, because that was what, 2006, 2008? I have to believe there was something.
I mean, I loved King in Black.
I liked King in Black a lot.
And King in Black was something that I think was really needed in that, and I say this all the time about Cates' run, which is, it, at the same time that it still kept those kind of tangential connections and threads to Spider-Man, because you can't get rid of that entirely.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It still built out Venom to feel more like he was getting his own mythos. He was getting his own thing, his own world, right? Rather than just kind of living in Spider-Man's shadow.
And it's a Spider-Man character, quote unquote.
Yeah, and it's okay to still include, and even include to fairly deep levels, Spider-Man cast of characters in Venom books. It makes sense to do it. As long as whoever is Venom is in New York, it makes sense and can be very fun, as long as it's well written, to have him interact with the cast of the Spider-Man books, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But I like that Cates and Stegman really tried to make Venom his own thing.
His complete own thing. And I guess I want to bring this up because it's been blowing my mind, and you and I have been talking about it all week. I don't know if we have another opportunity on the docs with what we have, like with our books this week, to talk about the Enigma Force of it all. Do we? I don't think there's any null or symbiote stuff this week, right?
No, there isn't.
No. Okay. So guys, I just want to let me pull up that null issue real quick. What was that, like null 3? That page I sent you the other day? No. Yeah. All right. So let's jump over to this not that. Go pre-order Arc Stream. Yeah, every time it comes up, I'm gonna tell you to go do it. Look at that. I'm gonna bring up the tweet again. It is pinned. Or the comment again. Go pre-order. Go do that. But guys, quick note, just because this kind of it's weird and it blew me in. I don't know. Follow us here. So, as you guys may know, if you've been
that panel's so good.
It's so good. The artist for this book is just so good. I love him. Like, it's so awesome. But if you guys have been watching Foil Variant, or you have been reading the books yourselves, you'll know that currently Null, the God of Dark, the God of the Void, the Symbiote King in Black, I
am the Void.
He has had his, voidness, or his mastery, if you will, of the Void taken away from him by Hela, the Queen of the Dead. And so he's sort of on this mission to get it back by any means necessary. And as of, the most recent issues of Null has slain, not only has he slain, like, the enlightened Eddie Brock, who has he has, like, the Warrior of Light powers, right? Which if you guys remember from Null's origin, in the beginning, there was pure evil and there was pure good, and they fought. And that's where, if you guys remember, in the Gore story, where they first introduced, like, the Necro Sword and all that stuff, the avatar of good was just like a golden human, like a human male, like a statue. And so now, as you can see in this panel, with Null having the power of light, going and reclaiming it, he's bathed in gold. We know that, from this moment, the light spear, like the all light, is yellow. He crackles with the golden energy. Guys, did you remember? Because I know you and I forgot.
We forgot until you found that page.
I know. This isn't just like the random God of Light power. This is the damn Enigma Force.
Yeah.
Like, this is the Captain Universe stuff. And it's just, this is the reason I bring it up, is because you and I somehow forgot that, even though it is it's the big moment of King in Black, is that Reed Richards goes, "Oh, we know what this is. Nice to see you again, Captain Universe." And it takes Eddie. The question I brought up to Andrew is, like, it's so weird that they decided to lean into yellow for this color scheme instead of the Captain Universe confirmed, like, blue and white. And we know that Null, I don't think he's,
like, a lot of the promotional art has been like super white and a little blue.
Yeah, so,
but
like,
it's also been very, very light. Not
bold
Captain
blue.
Yeah. Not what we're used to seeing. So
I'm glad they are still semi leaning into it, but I also think it's just how it's weird in a sort of production sense that nobody has said, like, the words Enigma Force or Captain Universe probably since that event, even though all of this stuff is in play. Because I'll be honest, this is the part I don't think we got to because we've been so busy these past couple days, but, like, had you kept that point up that, like, this is Captain Universe, the Enigma, I already think all this stuff is, like, genuinely epic and grand. I would have thought it was even more if it's like, oh, that's sick. You didn't just create God of Light or whatever. Like,
yeah, you didn't just pull that out of your butt.
You did the thing where you, like, looked back in lore, Al, and you, like, connected it. I don't know why you guys don't want to bring it up. I don't know. Not a big deal, guys. Just I wanted to remind you. Andrew and I wanted to, share our, like, disbelief, our confusion, and also just, hey, shout out Captain Universe. I like Captain Universe. We have, let's see, I saw Punk is here, says, I read The Amazing Spider-Man Spider-Versity #1. I liked it since since Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, was in it. I wanted to give it a shot. Did you read it, Andrew? I don't think you did. This is that miniseries where Norman is training all the different spiders.
I was so uninterested.
And
I don't.
Yeah, so how do I put this? I will. There we go. Here's issue #2. We can look at that cover. It's got Jessica on it, but it's Giuseppe, so it's whatever. Not a bad composition though. I kind of like that. It is, and this isn't to like. This is a good book if you are very much a big fan of those tertiary spiders, and you haven't kept up with any of them. And I say that because like everybody acts so out of character, right? Like we've got Miles again acting like he's super young instead of the like 19, 20
They can't make up their mind as to far as like how old he is or how experienced or inexperienced he is. It's wild.
Like if Miles was a real person, I would go over and be like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like can I buy you a beer? Because like nobody's gonna know what to ID you as. But yeah, like Miles acts like he's still 14. Silk, who is a 35, like a mid-30s woman. Like, yes, she was kept in the little bunker for all those years by Ezekiel Sims.
She's still basically the same age as Peter.
And there's this weird, I think, is it in this issue? Do I have the page here? Where, yeah. They're like, okay, everybody, training's over for the day. Let's go home. And then she goes, well, Gwen and I actually live here. And she's like, well, I was locked in the bunker. I wanted to have the dorm room experience, right? Because they're training on the ESU campus, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, you're a 35-year-old woman. Like, you don't need that experience. And also, to what we were just saying, she didn't just come out of that bunker yesterday. Like, she's been here for a while. It's not our fault you guys haven't done anything with her. But she's been around for a long time. You can't just act like this. So, yeah, it's a lot of that. A lot of, I don't know. It's aggressively fine. But if you know any of these, even if you've read like one Spider-Boy comic, you'll be like, what happened? Like, this isn't how you should be acting. Like, this is very off to a little degree. Obviously, you know, we'll see what happens at the end. That's how comic books go. But yeah, from the first 2 issues over on my end, And I love Jessica Drew and Aranya, and I just still cannot bring myself to really invest in that book. Let's see. All right. With that, let's go to the 2 little news stories I wanted to press you on, Andrew. First,
let's do it.
We didn't get to talk about it last week. We are on the road to Amazing Spider-Man number 1000 with a
big milestone issue.
We got the announcement of the creative team. Let me pull it up. I thought I had it. It is, we have our writers for this, biggest issue in Spider history. As you can see there, we have current writer Joe Kelly. We have Frank Miller, who didn't okay, cool. Good pill.
Please don't let him draw it.
Don't let him draw it. But also, he's never done Spidey. He's not a Spider-Man. He did Daredevil to great, acclaim. He's never done a Spidey. So that's a weird pick. Then you got Dan Slott. We all know, famously Superior Man, post Brand New Day era man. J.M. DeMatteis, who did the Kraven's Last Hunt saga, wrote a bunch for the animated series. Brian Michael Bendis. We all know him. We all love him in that era. Mr. Ultimate Spider-Man, New Avengers, all that fun stuff. And, quote, more. However, the one name I left off, a debut writer is appearing in this issue, and it's Noah Hawley, the guy who did Alien Earth, the movie director. Right?
Oh.
You know who doesn't have a story in this book? And who wasn't invited got no call from Marvel? Straczynski. Somebody asked him on Twitter. They were like, hey, where are you part of the more? And he's like, they didn't ask. And I don't know, is that not the perfect, to modern Spidey. Like, you go for some weird random Hollywood writer who's never done comic books over the guy who defined that character for a good like 15, 20 years. It's so bad. And then
it's not surprising though.
It's absolutely not surprising. It is it's the thing I say all the time, right? Nobody hates Spider-Man more than Marvel. Like, Marvel hates Spider-Man, and you can just see it rolling out like this. I mean, we also saw, I don't have it on hand, but we saw that solicit copy, remember, where it's like, oh, there's going to be a new villain from Peter's past, and it's just like,
don't care. Like, obviously I'm gonna pick up the issue. If there's some cool variants, I'll pick up the cool variants. Just to like bag board and file away.
Have to, yeah.
But otherwise, like, look, I'm along for the ride right now with Amazing Spider-Man, but this is the year of thin ice. So it's not going to take much for me to be like, yeah, no, I'm good.
And
like,
I feel
I'm
like
having way more fun with Al Ewing's Venom than I am with anything else at Marvel. And especially like
even Spidey related
this past month. Yeah, like, and especially this month, like, we just wrapped up an aggressively mid arc for Uncanny. That just was like, really? And that was a book that you and I were hot on for a really long time.
Really about it. And
I'm still willing to believe that Gale can pull it around. But just right now, like, this arc was just so bleh.
We'll talk about it, because that's another one of those things where, like, it felt so rushed, and I'm not entirely sure why they felt the need to do it, or if I'm even onto something, but we'll talk about it, because that's probably the book we have the most to talk about this week, honestly, and it's been a while since we have. I will say, before we move on from 1000, that's all I wanted to bring up was, Marvel hates Spider-Man, as always, but I feel like there's some sort of, like, can I sue Marvel for, like, fraud here? Because they did Paulo Rivera paints over John Romita Jr. line art. And, like, this looks good because it's got Paulo Rivera's paints on it. But I know, like, you are lying to me, Marvel, right? Like, you're lying to everybody who might pick this up, because it's not going to look like that, ever.
No.
Especially recent Romita, right? So, I don't know. Amazing 1000 is coming up. Pick it up, maybe. We'll see more variant covers, I'm sure. I would also note, Andrew, just because you made that little comment about, like, I'll buy one, I'll bag it, I'll put it in the collection just to have it.
Yeah.
Considering it is the summer of thin ice, I will just remind you that over the past, like, 2 or 3 years of going to various comic book stores and sales and, like, looking through everything, through Midtown, through local places, things like Action Comics 1000, and what was the other one? There was another one that hit 1000 was it Batman? Or Detective? Something. But all of those issues are, like, completely in stock all the time.
Batman 1000 was a couple of years ago?
Yeah, wasn't that when they did, like,
and Superman was a couple of years before that?
Or whatever. Like, no, that was before. I don't know. But yeah, those issues are always available. So if you're mad about Amazing in the, what is it? September 2026. We've got like 3 months. If you drop it by then, case in point, I don't know. Subhuman says, JSM had a couple of controversial stories, but he still had a great run. That's going to be every writer, right? You're never going to have a writer that gets every single bit of their run absolutely perfectly down.
It just doesn't happen.
I mean, I can think of all the runs you and I love, right? Like the Wade Flash or
Wade Flash
Williamson
is
Prime.
So if Wade hadn't come back after that mini Grant Morrison run,
yes,
I would argue that his run would have been virtually perfect, or as close to perfect as you get. But then, like, he came back for that other couple of volumes, and it wasn't nearly as good. It's still better than a lot of stuff that we've gotten since, but it's just not even remotely as good.
I think what it is that as Wade got into the run and as he came back, having exhausted all the main, like, here's the true thematic, like, Flash stuff, now you're stuck with, the industry of it all, right? So that's where we're going to get fucking Dark Wally. We're going to get John Fox. We're going to get all of that stuff, right? So I get it. Like, yeah, to what we were saying, that's a big L for us, right? I personally will go, okay, I kind of get that was the industry at the time. Doesn't matter though. It still is like, man, that Dark Wally story kind of really sucks butt.
Yeah, new kid in town or new kid on the block, whatever the hell it was called.
New kid on
which
new kid on the block.
I'll give McFarlane credit when they released the Dark Wally figure last year or early this year, whatever it was. I think it was last year. They even listed on the box. They said the new kid on the block.
They did. Okay,
which was like genuinely shocking. I was like, wow.
Do you want to know a deep cut that I just saw about that? And we're not going to like dive into it or anything, but the Marvel Magic set, one of the, they've been showing all the cards this week and previewing them.
Mm-hmm.
One in the Marvel set, as I've shown you guys, you and our viewers and everything, they do like comic art reprint cards, right? And one of them is that Adi Granov painting of Tony, where he's doing like the superhero landing pose, right? And it's like shattering, and it's got like the ground is like painted a little glowy green. Everybody knows the image. It's super iconic. They put it on a counterspell card, right? Which is that basic one. We've all seen it since the very beginning of Magic, where counter targets, all it does is says, you can't play that. Like, nope, not happening. Doesn't matter what. Everybody was going, why did they use that image? Like, how is that a counterspell? How is that defense? Like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody went, this is a deep ass cut, because that image was the headline cover for the arc, The Best Defense is a, and like, I'm like, dude, that's okay. I'll admit, like, for Magic players, that might be a little like, you kind of like went a little out of their realm. I get it. But for like us, I'm like, dude, that's incredible. Like,
so I just had to check my homework. It was New Kid in Town.
New Kid in Town.
I've got it pulled up here. And God, I freaking hate that suit.
But that's still a cool shot.
It's a cool shot.
The art. Yeah, no, the suit's pretty bad.
I'll say this.
Take the cuffs off.
I miss when Wally's hair was colored like this.
Me too. Dude, whoa, I like
nice bright ginger orange.
I miss that too.
Because when they did this back in this era, his hair was colored consistently that, right? But then once we reach,
you know what it is,
the like late 2000s, all of a sudden they can't decide if it's more ginger orange, or if it's a little more red, or if it's sometimes even like a brown red. Well, I've seen it just all over the place.
I think that is a really bad case, and it's not an excuse, just an explanation of what you and I see all the time with like too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Because you look at the Flash book, you've got Wally, strawberry blonde, Barry, blonde. You have Bart, that dark brown red you were talking about a second ago.
And I've seen his hair colored orange, ginger orange as well. Shoot,
well, for a lot
Flash
of
Rebirth,
and
in
for
Flash
a lot of the
Rebirth,
John's
there are a
run,
couple of panels.
And
yeah,
for the John's
exactly.
Run, he went
in John's
way
run.
too light for that like brown, and it teeters on that like yellow orange. But I think why it got so bad in like the 90s and the 2000s and stuff is that's when other people were playing with the toys too, right? Like it wasn't just underweight. So then you have different colorists, and you have people who miscommunicate, or they're rushing and something happens, and then that person rushed and they thought they were drawing Bart, or they thought they were drawing Bart. It was supposed to be Wally. They go, oh shit, I'm gonna draw his hair, I gotta recolor it really fast. Whatever read on hand gets published. Some kid out there locks onto that, and then they get a job at DC and they go, oh yeah, ever since I was a kid, I know Wally's hair was supposed to be yada, yada, yada. And it's a lot. We get it, but it's also, it's very, very annoying. All right. Speaking of DC, what's my good transition here? Okay. DC characters Andrew in particular loves. I just wanted to, we don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but I did want to get your thoughts. Not on you, Batman, but we got our final trailer for Supergirl. And I just wanted to, speaking of the Tom King, like we did before, how are you feeling about it? Obviously, I'm going to you first.
each trailer that they've shown for this has gotten me more looking forward to it, more excited for it. I am after this final trailer, I really am cautiously optimistic.
I am too.
It just like it's got a good energy.
It does.
Obviously, it's Gunn and it's dealing with stuff in space, and so
and it's
it's
got your
gonna
like
have
ragtag team, right? You got Kara, Lobo, the girl from Woman of
so
Tomorrow.
there's gonna be some Guardians of the Galaxy vibes happening, and so that's honestly just gonna be kind of cards dealt. That's kind of like his fingerprints, right?
Oh yeah.
So my question is like, how is Kara in this movie? Like, how does her character arc go? Does she actually feel like she goes through a proper arc in this film, as opposed to being kind of drunk beach at the end of the Superman film, right? So if she goes through a proper arc and we get that growth and she comes out on the other side of it like a much stronger character, like as a person, then I'll be here for it as long as they execute it well. And so far, at least from the trailers, I'm looking forward to it. I had notifications set on my AMC app for like when tickets were
Wow.
going to go on sale. So I grabbed a 9 p.m. Showing for the 25th. So like basically we're gonna have to start foil variant at like 6 or 6:30 my time, which is like an hour earlier than we did today. And then I'm leaving and going straight to the movie.
Or we just wait until Friday and we just have foil variant and talk about Supergirl. I don't know why that's
Oh,
Come on,
well,
use your brain.
if you go see it too, then yeah, we can kind of do a bit of a review.
If you want to, I absolutely will. I try to see these as soon as possible, not because I'm like, oh, I got it, but like spoilers really bug me. Like I feel really bad when I read spoilers, and like it just, I don't know. Like I'm just like, man, that would have been such a cool reveal. When like it just, I get locked on it. Hey, what are we gonna watch next? What a show. No, don't go to us. It's gonna be like so much bandwidth. But yeah, I think I agree with you. It was, so I know longtime viewers of the show know this. You were a little more against the drunk party girl Kara in the end of Superman than I was, right? You were like, that's not who I expect. And I went, yeah, you're right. I get that. But I also see how this is like a modern Kara in the proper way, not like a current era, but like we all know what I'm talking about. Not a culture war thing, but like just a simply time thing. And I'm with you. Every trailer we've seen has kind of just given me more and more like, oh, that's interesting. I can see that. I can see that. And honestly, with this trailer, I'm feeling less and less of Tom King in this.
You literally, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, like, each trailer has made this look less and less like Woman of Tomorrow in tone. Like location wise, it's still doing things
right.
from
it's like
that
set dressing is still there. We saw
the tone does not feel like Woman of Tomorrow.
We saw Crypto get shot, but like,
yeah,
none of this feels that bad. Like, I don't know. Like, it just doesn't feel like the Tom King DNA. Straight. I think the thing that really gets me, even though I don't particularly like it, but it's the one part where I go like, okay, King might not be as strong in this, is where's that shot of, yeah, when Krem, like right here, Krem. In the comics, we know he's just like a regular guy. But then here he's got that weird, like, almost like a Ravager from Guardians. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about that visual design, right? It feels too Ravagery, Guardians, like, you know, slightly human, but not like, okay, I get it. That aside, this is so far removed from what Tom King was doing with Krem, where he was just a guy who was like an asshole and, you know, misogyny, blah, blah, blah. That it makes me go like, I think I even said this to you. I was like, did Gunn only use Woman of Tomorrow as like a source
kind
material
of the setting
because it has a built-in like furry cute companion gets hurt and we all feel bad moment, right? Which is like, he loves those, and Crypto getting shot because by Krem is absolutely that sort of moment. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, this to me gives credence to what my buddy on World Class Bullshitter Script Doctor. He since he works in the industry, and he was told by multiple people that he knows that are close to the project that like Tom King's influence and footprint on this is actually so small, so minimal. that it feels like a completely different thing.
Pretty much every show.
He's been saying that for a while, and it's like each time they put out a new trailer for it, it's reinforced that and made me actually believe it more.
It really seems like it's just going to be like that story of like detached sort of super person who learns the meaning of almost a less dramatic and more extended version of like Peter's first little arc. Right, where he's got his powers, he doesn't really care. He's using it to be on TV, hang out. He knows he does help, but not really. And then once it comes home, once it's real, that's where he's like, oh, like I have a responsibility. And so I'm pretty excited. I still think Millie Alcock looks great as Kara.
She looks phenomenal in that suit.
I was really worried about the idea that she had that trench coat on for a lot of it, because I'm like, what is this, the 2000s with the X-Men? Like, we can have superhero costumes. Seeing her move in it puts a whole different, like, bent on it, where I'm like, yes, never mind, I'm totally here for it. Like, that works. And, of course, David Corenswet just keeps giving more and more evidence that he is Superman. It's
that
crazy.
That line when he's handing her, it's like, it's meant to be like a flashback to when he's handing her suit, right? The bright blue and red.
My cousin and I
have very different ideas.
I think it might be closer to the end.
That line is so good.
It's such a good line. It is. There it is.
Right here. There it is.
It's such a Superman line.
I know it's pretty colorful, but that's just so everyone knows we're good.
And the like, that little pause where he's like, so people know we're good. It's like, it's so Superman. It's so like, that's a golden god, and yet he's just a little farm boy. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a very earnest,
a
very earnest and sincere line.
Earnest, sincere. That's the perfect descriptor for it. So I'm always excited for more of that. I had a really bad joke about what the post-credit scene was going to be, and I don't have it anymore. So you're all lucky, because whatever theory I had, I remember I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, as soon as I say this, Andrew's going to want to kill me. So everybody got lucky right now. But with all that, all right, news out of the way, said hi to the chat out of the way, said hi to you out of the way. Andrew, what do you say we talk about some comics?
Let's talk about some mid comics this week.
Some very mid comics. Where do you want to start this week in our tour of midness?
Let's, I guess, start with Spidey.
All right. We will go to the web slinger as soon as I can find the issue. Pull it on up. Close everything out. All right, guys, let's get ready for some comic talk. Because first up on the docket, I was wrong. It is Amazing Spider-Man 30. Last week was 29. I don't know how I screwed that up so bad. Maybe because I don't care. Maybe because I don't care. Maybe because I genuinely just don't care.
It's kind of hard to care right now. So, as you can tell by the cover, as you'll know if you've been watching the show or following along with the book itself, this issue is the conclusion to the first, the introductory arc of Spore. Brian Nearing, one of Peter Parker's best friends as a kid, got, they were working together in the lab. Ben Reilly sabotaged it, blew up in his face. Now he can control spores and fungus, and not a bad, honestly, villain in concept. And as we go through this, like, I'll point out, I actually kind of like him. Even it's just that weird origin connection that I really wish didn't exist. But before we open up, I will say, this is Bagley, guy. So this cover, Mark Bagley, which is, I know we were just talking last week about how his Spidey there looks fantastic.
This is one of his best pieces in a while. Like, he's got backgrounds, he's got action. I don't know. It's really, really good. But I still have to ding it because it's another case of like, that character does not appear in this comic. Like, they do not look like that. And it's kind of disappointing because I kind of like how monstrous he looks over there. Very Mr. X nemesis, right? So oh well, but let's get into it. Let's see. I guess like Andrew said, there really isn't a lot to talk about in this issue. Basically, we get the first direct or how do I phrase this? Because you actually didn't know that Captain Kitsunagi was Hot Doctor's son. But they do mention that
I had entirely forgotten.
Previous issue. But this is the first place where we sort of see like Kitsunagi being vulnerable, showing his identity. Doesn't show it to his mom, but he does ask Peter, like, you know, he saves him here and says, like, don't tell my mom. And he takes off his mask or whatever. And a whole weird little bit. But that's, you know, that happens with Captain Kitsunagi. We have Peter fighting against Brian. And you and I, it gets weird here, guys, because if you remember, Brian is using his Spore powers to get Peter to confess as to why he sabotaged their experiment. Of course, Pete has told him. He didn't do. Well, he didn't do, and Pete did. He literally tell. He said, that wasn't me. That was my clone, Ben Reilly. However, because that was so absurd to Brian, he even admits in the last issue, he's like, dang, I don't have this, like, I don't have these powers down pat yet. There's still some, you know, kinks I got to work out. So Peter right now is trying to somehow save the day while also avoid, you know, telling Brian his secrets, revealing all of that stuff. And as we saw last issue, when he sort of just reacted to Brian to get out of an immediate danger, he let like his entire spider sense or spider powers out and like blew him in half, which was lucky for Brian that he could reconstitute himself. Here in this issue, Brian is just completely walloping him because Pete, this is where it gets really confusing, guys, because what I'm about to tell you doesn't really get visually communicated here, because what we get here is Peter really running, really struggling.
It's a really busy 2-page spread.
It's a really busy spread. And then you have Peter sort of thinking back to his training with Matt about, you know, you've got to let everything in, stop trying to like keep things out. And as he does this, he unlocks Ultra Instinct. Like I'm not even being facetious.
That's probably the best way to describe that, really.
Where right here, Pete goes completely on spider sense. And so visually, I know this is a big issue for us because you came to me and you were like, what even happened there? Like legitimately what happens?
Yeah, because the way that it's visually represented here just doesn't get across what it's supposed to be telling you is happening, right? And I don't understand it, though it looks cool. I don't understand the point of like all of a sudden he's got the web lines and energy all over him and everything like that. I'm like, is that just meant to be like a visual, like stylistic thing, or is that what is actually happening?
I think that's supposed to be visual for us, but it's also very whatever. It's not.
There's just like no delineation that suggests that it's just meant to be visual for us, and so
there is none. Yeah.
It's one of those things that it's really kind of difficult to tell.
I think so. Okay, guys, that is what's on the page, as Andrew has explained, and as he gave you his read. I will now explain to you what I'm pretty sure is happening in the events, and you're going to see what we're talking about and how Andrew is right. It's a very noisy 2-page spread. You cannot tell what is going on. As soon as Peter's Ultra Instinct activates, we have no idea if this is real or not, to the point where he just passes out. Like he beats Brian and then he just knocks out and nobody knows what's going on. What I think is probably supposed to be happening here, and it's because he thinks back to Matt, to Daredevil, going, you know, I had to let everything in, all of my senses in. Last issue where they were training and Matt had the flashlight and he was trying to get Spidey to recognize the flashlight as a danger so that he would react to it. Like, and Spidey kept telling him, like, I know it's there and I can hear, like, when you click it on, I can feel all like the energy change, the current change. I can hear the sound, like I can pick up on it. I know it's there. It's a light. I know that it's not a threat.
Right.
I think what's happening here is that he's realizing that the more you try to, like, because what's happening is Peter is in control and he's trying to outthink, like, how do I get out of this situation? How do I not tell people I'm Spider-Man and save Brian and blah, 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 blah. Matt, and so he essentially realizes, like, just let it, like, don't worry about it. Like just listen to what your body is telling you and don't overthink it. And I think that's what happens here, is that he finally goes like, okay, I'm not going to, get in my own head. I'm not going to think of Brian as like my friend. I'm not going to think about our history. I'm going to react to what is specifically happening in this moment. And that's where you see him
Right. Am I just going
boom,
all
boom, 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 right? And it's still not good, right? Like both that concept and the execution.
What do you want to bet that's what is going to allow him to kind of go over the edge and beat Hellgate again, but without the tech suit?
Oh, no! This was the power-up.
Mm-hmm.
That he was actually supposed to find. You know what I mean? Like not specifically Spider Sense guys, like, but in the context of the story, the narrative, the editorial. Fuck. That sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Because
I could be wrong, but that's just like, what else has he actually physically gained or mentally gained in this entire run so far? Beginning with the Hellgate stuff, at least, like nothing. Like he had the
awesome suit, yeah, and then he gave it up like
for 5 minutes, yeah, and then he gave it up immediately.
Awful. Yeah. So awful, and damn it, I think you're right, and it makes me angry because
same.
But personally, like I don't. This shouldn't be a positive. This version of Pete's power, right? Like. I would like it if in this moment he wakes up and he goes, holy, like, what did I do? Like, yes, I was super powerful, but remember, like, that's part of who Spidey is that he is so powerful, so smart, but he can't sort of get over it himself.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also his strength. That's how he's able to connect with people and talk to people and be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So, like, did you watch Hey Arnold as a kid?
I did watch a bit of it, yeah.
Did you ever see the episode where Arnold gets like mugged on the bus, and so he starts like taking karate lessons? I don't remember that one
specifically. No.
So okay, yeah. Whole plot is that Arnold gets on the bus. He's going home. Some ruffian basically mugs him, and he goes home and he tells Grandpa and Grandma, and he's like, "Dude, I don't know. Like it was pretty scary." So Grandma goes, "All right, I'm gonna teach you how to defend yourself," and she teaches them like very good martial arts or whatever. And, he starts walking around with that confidence. Like, yeah, I know I can do this, right? He sees the guy on the bus again. And this time he's able to, like, punch him away. And even the guy goes, like, I'm sorry, here's your money back. At one point, I think it's, like, one of his friends or the students in his class, like, taps him on the shoulder. And he just goes, wham! And, like, anime, like, cuts off, all like punches off all of his clothes. And the kid's like, I was just asking if you were in line. Right, but it's because Arnold had so primed himself.
Oh, you know what? I think I do actually remember this episode.
Yeah, and that's how I feel like this should play out. Peter should be like, I've got this. But hear me out here. Hear me out here. What if he unleashes this against a Queen in Black MJ, and he does not hold back against MJ, even though he knows like it's a symbiote, and so he wallops the fucking host. And that causes him to be like, what is happening to me? I don't know where you take it from there, but that's kind of like the only interesting thing I can think of to do with this power set.
Yeah.
It's that's really just it, guys, is that Brian says, oh, you beat me. He literally does the Sandman from Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, he does the Sandman thing.
Dust in the wind. And then Captain Kitsunagi says, yeah, Pete, don't tell my mom, please. And then, dude, okay, I will admit I did laugh here because after they're all done, after the police and the fire department have talked to them, the hot doctor hits on Pete and is like, damn, Pete, like I'm into it. You want to take me home? And I'm just like, oh, Pete, of course. Like, this isn't him being like it's like, of course bitches love Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, yeah. I'm just like, of course, that's awesome. You go, Pete. But then we end the issue with the quote unquote big reveal that Mac, who we saw in the last issue, coming to help, repair Feast after the big battle. He's May and Ben's son. Woohoo! Like, literally cannot care about this.
You can't pay me to care about this. We've been here before.
We have been here.
And you also specifically called this.
I did.
Because, last episode.
Because May says, oh, you looked just like Ben. And I was like, do not, like, it's going to be their kid. And here's
It's going to be the kid. Yeah.
Here's why that, aside from just like that base concept being like, oh, we're in season 900, we're reaching for plot points, right? Like, oh, are Aunt May and Peter going to adopt like an alien baby next that they have to like keep hidden from everybody? Like, but what really pisses me off about it, do you remember Trouble?
Yeah.
Do you even know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
Trouble was an attempt. So back in the mid 2000s, Marvel attempted to revitalize their romantic comic book offerings, right?
Yep.
This was still in the era where they were like, we got to get more girl viewers or readers. What do they like? Romance, which Andrew and I have told you guys all the time. They're not, if they like comics, they're going to like comics. Don't explicitly
They already
care.
They're already here.
They're already
they're
here.
already
Just
reading.
Be like Dan Mora and and draw like sexy Nightwing, sexy Superboy Prime, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how you'll get the female viewer or readers in. But Trouble was a 4-issue miniseries written by Mark Millar that essentially it centered on May, Ben, Richard, and Mary when they were like teenagers. And it's basically just like a whole like drama. And the big effect of it is that the reveal at the end of the issue is that May and Ben had premarital sex, and I'm not saying that as like a religious thing, because I know normally you and I wouldn't care, but like that's specifically the plot point. They're like, oh my God. And I'm like, it's 2006. Be quiet, everybody. But so they had sex. May got pregnant. May had a kid. Because May and Ben were not in a position to raise it, Mary and Richard took the kid because Mary was infertile, implying that Peter is actually the biological kid of Ben and May. Now, not a good series. Nobody, like everybody went, this is fucking awful. Like, what did you do here?
Yeah.
However, just in the sense of like, if we're playing the cards that were dealt, Andrew, the only way that you could have made this interesting to me is if you brought back that idea that like, oh, maybe this guy isn't actually Ben and Mary's or Ben and May's kid, because it's Peter, but nobody can bust that. And he's playing out a scheme to get Spider-Man's, I don't know, something like that. But just doing the long lost kid, what's to gain here? What do we get out
this far in? Like we're so far into the continuity now that this kind of plot thing. This is like doing a character loses their powers, or you have a body swap episode in like season 8, of a show. It's like, guys, this is your like one of your mid like season 2 episodes, not this far, not this late in the game, guys.
Right. Like you've already
you got to be firing on all cylinders.
Exactly.
Now.
And like, I'm gonna be honest, because it's a Spider-Man book and he's a Spider-Man character. I just know they're gonna kill him, and we're all gonna have to like feel sorry for him, and it's gonna be a big thing, and Pete's gonna have guilt about Mac, and it's just like I don't care. Like I genuinely just kind of really don't. Kind of like I don't care that Harry is dead for the millionth time after the Kindred stuff. Yeah. Okay, he's dead. Cool. Can we literally go do anything else? So
can we move now?
So that's where we are in Amazing. We're Wally Beezing really hard here, I think.
We're
in
Wally
advance
Beezing
of
majorly.
of Queen in Black. From here, we get the guest artist is coming. The one artist that Nick Lowe said we can't announce yet, but he's coming in. He'll be doing that arc. Then we will have Pepe and Ed McGuinness back on normal inks in time for at least 1000. But that's really where we are. It's kind of just like a big ol'... This is the theme of what Andrew and I will be talking about tonight, right? Where there are moments in this book that are kind of neat. Overall, the book kind of... Like this is sort of what I wanted to bring up earlier, is that... where does he say it? Because Brian is... Where does he say it? Well, I can't remember the exact dialogue, dialogue box where he says it. Oh yeah, no, like right here. Again, so if you guys remember, Brian was introduced in the very first issue of Kelly's run, and it was this big reveal that Peter used to have a best friend who was a giant troublemaker, and they used to, steal things and yada yada. That's all stupid. I really genuinely hate that connection. Yeah. That aside, I have liked Brian in the sense that, like, they haven't tried to make him cool. Like, he's a very uncool man trying to be cool. And they, like, Marvel hasn't tried to angle that away and be like, no, he's actually cool. You guys are just being mean. Like, no, this guy's a capital D dork. And there's something about that gives him like a more interesting edge to me, right? Like, and this is the line where, Captain Kitsunagi comes in with a mask on, and he's not affected by the mind control spore. And Brian goes like, he's like, what did you do to them? And he goes, you'd know if you didn't have that broke ass mask. And I'm like, broke ass? Like, from a 40-year-old male? Like, what are we doing here, Brian? And he says it last issue too, that I thought was like, it's so dumb, but it worked so well, where he brings Peter here to like the amusement place and everybody's under control. And Peter goes like, how did you do this? And he goes, Riz. And it's like, that's not cool. Like, that wasn't cool, right? Like, that wasn't cool. But I also don't think Marvel's trying to play it. So very much. I don't think Joe Kelly's trying to make him look cool there. I think he's trying to make him deliberately look like a tryhard that is very clearly not cool. You know what? Tryhard's a really good word to use there, because I was just thinking about how, and I don't know if Kelly has thought this far. Maybe he has. I'll give him a little credit. But like, with Brian using that slang and stuff, I think there's a dichotomy here where, like, very clearly Brian wants what Peter has, right? Even though, like, it's not necessarily, like, he doesn't look at Peter and go like, oh, wow, that guy's, like, rich. He's got all the ladies. Everybody you don't see that. But we know, like, the reader knows, that is the life Pete has. We see it in this book where, after all this, that doctor who hates him is like, yeah, dude, let's go tumble around. And I think that's really interesting that Peter has that life that Brian wants. Brian is a tryhard, cannot get it, cannot be himself. Thinks he sees Peter as a dork and hates Peter, doesn't realize that Peter, by being just naturally who he is and like being himself, has that life. And hopefully they capitalize on it. But considering this all took place in a Wally Bees era, I don't know if anybody's going to remember. Wally Bees. So I don't know if I'd hold my breath too much there. I mean, also like what we were talking about earlier, where, what did you say? You're like, oh, I wonder how the fight between Hela and MJ is going to go, because because Venom, MJ's Venom, that gold is that whole anti-Carnage Dylan Brock from the future thing. Yeah. But and Andrew said that, and I went, dude, I'm going to be real with you. We might be the only ones that remember that's you and I might be the only people who remember that. And that's including Ewing. Like, he might not even remember. But there have been a lot of moments lately where we're like, they can't technically touch, right? And it still happens anyway. So, that's where we are with Spider-Man. Like, it's that weird spot where, like, Spore's kind of cool. Sure. Everything else is kind of lame. And I don't really know where to go forward from that. Subhuman says, Peter and Brian sound almost like Tommy Elliott and Bruce Wayne. Yes, with that key difference being, if Tommy looked at Bruce, he would go, I want, like, that's the life I want, right? Like, you have the money, you have the power, the women. If Brian looks at Pete, he's going to be like, you are the complete opposite of the life I want, and you are prevented me from having it by doing this to me, even though in reality, could be cool dichotomy there. Would be cooler if they land on it, or if they do something with it. Maybe they will, only time will tell. But that's where we are with Spidey this week. And then, who cares? Literally, like, what a cover. Who gives a shit? Like, that's all I can say is, like, who gives a shit? Anyway. Andrew, before I keep just repeating that ad nauseum, Where should we jump next? What do you want to talk about next?
Let's stick in Marvel. Let's get Uncanny Midmen out
Let's
of the
get
way.
Uncanny Midmen. And let's see. Where is it? There we go. All right. So, as Andrew mentioned at the start, Uncanny X-Men is a book that he and I have been like the biggest shooters for. We loved it since it came out.
We have.
You and I have been going like on public shows with lots of people in our spheres going, yeah, Gail Simone, she rules. And enduring that ridicule, but
at
also,
least on
making
this book.
our case. Yeah, right? We're like, this is a good book. This arc, I think we've teased it, it got really weird. We haven't really talked about it on the show the last couple months because every week an Uncanny comes out, there's something bigger. Like, obviously it's amazing. So we were talking Death Spiral, right? So like, it just didn't come up. We mentioned it a little last week with the whole, the outliers are the new mutants now, the new mutants are the outliers, switch and confusion. We get to this week and we get our conclusion to the entire arc. And what's the disjointed? Is that what you said about this, right? Like, or was that a different book?
Yeah, it was super disjointed because it felt like we were trying to cram like 3 or 4 different plot lines to wrap up in this one issue, and not a single one of them wrapped up in a satisfying manner.
Like,
they
so
just kind of all felt like, hey,
the board.
we got to get over the finish line, so let's just get over the finish line and call it handled.
And it's really weird because as far as I can think of off the top of my head, there's nothing coming up for them. I guess just Armageddon. No. Like, I don't know why. And even then, I don't know if like Rogue and Remy are that involved in it, right? In Armageddon or anything. So like, I don't. Oh no, I just remembered. They're gearing up for that stupid plot line, the D and X or whatever, right? The Fantastic Four versus the X-Men or whatever, where like somebody develops a mutant virus that 3K releases their virus to like force mutations, and it's literally like, it's the Terrigen bomb. I
forgot to care.
It's literally the Terrigen bomb all over again. But even with all that, like, we'll see. Obviously, we don't have all their plans, but it doesn't feel like you needed to rush all of these characters to get there. Maybe Wolverine, but I feel like we've seen it in this series, like in this Uncanny run, where Jubilee or Nightcrawler will be like, "Where's Wolverine?" And they're just like, he fucked off. And it's like, yep, okay, cool.
And they just
Wolverine.
pop back up.
Right, because he's Wolverine. We know he does that. Like, that's his favorite thing to do. So, just a quick recap for everyone where we are in the current plot line. One magical Louisiana morning, the Haven House X-Men, the Uncanny X-Men of Jubilee, Rogue, Remy, Wolverine, and Kurt wake up to find that instead of the outliers being in their house under their care, it is the new mutants like Sam Guthrie and Karma and Rain and everybody from that 1980s Bill Sakinowitz team. Then the outliers found themselves actually in like that 1980s era, and they were the new mutants. So the last 2 issues have been, or 3 honestly, have just been a big confusion of like, where are the kids? We got to find the kids, to the point where I believe it's either this issue, like 3rd issue of the arc that I'm looking at, or the one before, where we got, if you guys remember, Remy has like a crocodile Bayou Cajun like father figure.
Yeah.
And in this arc, he just goes, "Oh, the kids are missing," immediately runs over to him and says, "If you help me look for them, I'm yours. Like, I will do anything for, like, I'll be your slave again. You'll have everything from the Thieves Guild." And I specifically mentioned this little bit because it's so like, what? Like, why didn't you negotiate? Why did you just immediately leap to like, yo, I'll be your eternal servant for life? It's so, especially at where you guys last left off, because you were on like good, respectable terms. You know what I mean? Like, he respected you as a thief, as a businessman. So just so strange altogether.
You just handed yourself right back to him.
Yeah. And so in the last issue, we got the reveal that all of this is a scheme being orchestrated by Inmate X, who we finally get the reveal of. And it turns out that it is the warden's brother, who was like psychotic and has like reality warping powers. And that's so when her like boyfriend, the old guy who they've been using to keep everybody under control in Graymalkin, the avian, when he dies, her brother, as you guys can see here, jumps into
possesses him.
Possesses his body.
So apparently that's another one of his abilities.
And he just starts wilding out. He just starts, attacking everybody at the school. He starts fighting Monet. Is it in? Oh no, it's in this week's issue where that cool shot of Monet facing off. And yeah, he takes control of all the mutant prisoners that are currently inside Graymalkin and, go get her.
Yeah.
That's where we open this final issue. And what do I even say? This issue is so weird because everything I just explained to you and more gets resolved within these 24 pages. And it's a lot of things to resolve, and it's not clear, to the point where Andrew and I were like sitting here going, what did this happen? What? Like, it's so strange because essentially what we learned at last issue is that, or no, we learned it here. Whatever Mutina's powers are, which seem to be some form of like empathy, like she can, what does she say? She's like, I can read minds, but not like Professor X. Like I can read feelings and emotions. And she says, hey, all of the X-Men who are attacking us in this time period, they've got no thoughts. They're essentially AI, like they're robots. Like we can go wild on them. And you can see here, Mutina stabs the Colossus thing, simulacrum through the chest, screams, die AI scum. And with that, Jitter remembers, oh, I know who is doing this. And basically a fight ensues. Or is this even the final fight? Is this where no, yeah, like they basically go, oh, I know who's doing it. And somehow that breaks them from the spell and it returns them to the period, like the exact moment, period in time that they should be. At the same time, the like new mutants and the like X-Men that we're attacking are revealed to be, these faceless like droid things. Where's that Moira shot? I think it's, was that last issue? I don't want to run to last issue.
I think that one was last issue.
You can see it down there in the bottom with Jubilee. She fries them all. They're all faceless. And then they evaporate. Like they just like dissipate while right there in panel 4, while she, when the other kids return. And that's that. But the reason I'm so specific about that is because they explain that this entire arc has been Inmate X manipulating them and fucking with them and making them see all this. But then I don't know, like the powers just don't work. You know what I mean? It feels
they
like
don't make sense. It feels just contrived and for the sake of plot convenience. That like, well, we need a guy that can do this, and then in order for them to get out of it, we need this to happen. And so that's just what happens. It doesn't happen because that's what makes sense to happen. That's what happens because that's what needed to happen for them to move the plot along.
Yeah, you're right. Because like genuinely, guys, right here, we see Jitter. Ransom tells Jitter, like, oh yeah, Mutina says that they're not real, that they're like, constructs. And Jitter goes, oh, yeah. And I know who's behind it. And then they just reappear.
Yeah, like, all of a sudden they're no longer at the mansion. They're just back in Louisiana.
But they have the new mutant suits on. Like, I don't know what's happening.
Like that's anymore. Really, and watch them now keep those suits.
Please don't. I like their old suits.
I agree, but I
know. Oh, but we know how this goes. We're the new mutants now. We'll take up their legacy. Blah, 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 blah. Like it's happened like 5 times before. It's fine. Like we've been here. But then so okay, so that's like the big reveal, right? Is we get this reveal that Inmate X was the warden's brother. That he has reality warping powers, that he's been manipulating everybody, and now he can apparently just kind of do whatever. Aside from, so we get the entire reveal to his backstory, the entire explanation of like his relationship with his sister. we get the explanation about like what is going on with both of the teams that you and I just ran through. We get the sudden reappearance of Quicksilver, which is, I know you brought up a complaint about it, and we'll talk about it now because we just didn't have time. But like, it in that sense of everything feels rushed. His appearance here completely feels just like, oh, we need to get out of this.
No point in this run or this arc even. Yeah. At no point was it even hinted at that, like, Rogue or anybody that we were dealing with was in contact with or working with Pietro.
No, that's the thing.
But he just appears. Why? Because the plot needs him to appear.
Well, because they're
not because like, hey, we set up this thing and we had some little hints or breadcrumbs that we laid a handful of issues back that would make this make sense. No, he just shows up.
Do you remember? I think it was either last show or the show before where I was talking about smart characters and like a smart character written by a smart person and a smart character written by a dumb person, and I brought up that example of Sherlock, like the BBC Sherlock, and how like Batman would actually like if he knew like, okay, I've got to go capture a guy in that room. You would see Batman like case the perimeter for a second. He would establish like, I've got my monitoring system up. He would go get the schematics for the building and see like, okay, the door entrance is over here. This is where the light switch is. Like he would plan all of that so that when he executes the plan, you see all these things like, okay, he accounted for that. He accounted for that. Okay, he's doing this, and it works, right? Like that's a smart character being smart because he's written by a smart person doing smart things. You go over to Sherlock and he goes, okay, I got to go into that room and capture a person. He'll kick open the door and there will be a whole bunch of things where like he'll throw peanuts at one guy and then he'll throw like a book at one guy. And then for another guy, he'll just like whistle like a certain note or whatever. And the guy will like collapse. At the end of it, John Watson goes like, how did you do that? How did you know? And that's when Sherlock goes like, well, when I stepped in here, the first guy, there was a plate of sandwiches and he didn't touch the peanut butter and jelly ones. So that means he has a peanut allergy. So I threw that at him. And then I knew from the fact that, you know, this guy was
such contrived horse crap.
Like this guy was listening to this album and I know that this mix was from 2002 and they toned down the bass on it. So that must mean he's got some like oral, like audio issue. So that's why I whistled that note and I knew it would completely take him out. And it's like, that's not like, it's like you said, it's not smart. It's just contrived. And you're just, it's going, here's the result and here are all the pieces. Tell me how we got here instead of telling me the result, right? Because what the whole Pietro thing here is that we've known that Monet has been a prisoner in Graymalkin since the beginning of this entire run. We didn't know that she was a spy. We didn't know any of that, but we knew she was in there. This reveal right here is Monet calling in Pietro, and we learned that Pietro has been serving as like a super speed messenger between Monet and Rogue, going in and out of the prison and taking messages between the two of them. And that's how they were able to coordinate all this. That's how Monet is, you know, still got the advantage in this fight against, you know, Blob and Siren and everybody who's a prisoner. And like Andrew said, we've literally never heard anything about this. We've never seen.
Yeah, the last time I saw Pietro was in the Scarlet Witch book.
For you, yeah.
Like 2 or 3 arcs ago.
To me, the last time I saw Pietro, they actually mention it. It's when they were on the Uncanny Avengers last. On that run with Synapse, the Inhuman, who nobody talks about anymore. Right? Like that's the
nobody
last
talks
time.
About the Inhumans at all.
Nobody talks about the Inhumans
in general.
It sucks. Bring back Black Bolt. He rules. But like okay, so this could have been one of those things that you and I love, right? If we'd have seen lots of shots throughout this run of like Monet in Graymalkin, and maybe she's got like her back to the wall and we think she's talking to inmate X. And then maybe there's like the last panel we see on that page, her hair like whooshes, right? We don't, it's very subtle. They don't like point it out. But if we were to go back, we'd be like, oh, that's Pietro. He's running. I would have loved that. That's not what they're doing here. This is the, how do we get out of this one? Oh, super speed, right? Like,
yeah.
They basically pulled a DC and said, it's Speed Force. I ain't got to explain shit, even though it's not Speed Force. By the way, still hate this suit. This is the Sorcerer Supreme Steve Orlando run Quicksilver suit. And I just, not about it. Just those extra lines, they suck. Take them all off. And
the extra lines suck,
great,
but to be fair, I don't like the suit without the lines either. I don't like most of Pietro's suits.
Right. No, of course. But this, I think you can agree that like taking them off makes the suit objectively better, even if you still hate it.
It makes it cleaner.
It's still a better piece of shit. It's still a piece of shit, but it's it's better. You know what I mean? So yeah, from there, oh, did I already pass the Remy bit? Because that's the other bit that that might have been in the last issue. Because on that bit of like plot lines being resolved, remember how I just brought up Remy pledged himself to his old Cajun father figure, and he goes, yep, all right, it's eternal servitude, let's do this. There, literally the development on that is one page in the last issue where Remy goes like, we can't find them, like I don't know where they are, and the Cajun guy goes like, we'll chalk it up like we just can't find him, let's just call it a favor, we're good, bye. And it's like, that's it? That was a pretty big thing that Remy promised there. Why did he even why did we even do that? It feels like, okay, shock value, but it's not even, it's like stupid value, I guess is what you could say to that, right? The other plot line that gets wrapped up here, where is it? Is this one. And I bet you don't even remember this one, Andrew, which is the Banshee Siren plot. And I know you don't remember it because I didn't remember it, and I had to go look it up. The X-Men Hellfire Vigil issue that they released like at the beginning of all of this, like at the beginning of From the Ashes. In that,
I didn't read that.
I know you didn't. The only reason I bought it is because it had that Rose Besh Emma. Remember?
Oh,
it's that
right.
issue. So in that issue, Dazzler, it is a visual for the help, for Krakoa, and I forget where they're holding it, but it's like in a public area. I think it might be in like Central Park or something. And Dazzler is giving a big show, sort of to like one last hurrah for all mutants. And Banshee is there, and he hears Siren like singing out of register, right? Like only he can hear her. And he goes over and talks to her, and she's already like locked up. She's got the like collar on her, and he goes like, dude, like what's going on? Like, can I help you? Like daughter, talk to me. And she just goes like, you can't help me anymore. It don't basically like, don't talk to me. And she leaves. That's where this all comes in. And literally nothing has happened with Siren or Banshee since that moment, to the point
I was going to say, when in this issue, I was like, why is he here?
Siren, if you'll remember, Siren is basically just like the inmate they keep trotting out to remind us that they have known mutants in captivity at Graymalkin. Like she's in all of those shots, but she's never done anything. I know. And like, I love Siren. She's one of my like sleeper favorites from back when I read Peter David's X Factor. And so like when I saw her as a prisoner in that first issue, and I was like, oh shit, she's here. She's under the warden's control. It's going to be crazy. He's going to have to fight him. Literally nothing happened. Nothing happened for it. But what it does is it just gives us an easy excuse to kill the warden, because the warden's about to get away, and Banshee goes, all right, this is for my daughter. And he screams her helicopter, and that's done now too. So Inmate X is dead. The warden is dead. Graymalkin Prison is busted open.
Well, no, isn't there a line towards the end that says that she's injured and a bit burnt up, but she'll be fine?
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Hold on, maybe there is.
It's in that first panel, I think, if I remember correctly, on that page.
Oh no, it's a second. In the first panel, they're saying Inmate X will live, and like, can we rehabilitate him? And they're like, I don't know. Second panel, it says, yeah, I want to thank you for being our spy, Monet. We should have done it sooner. Dr. Ellis has some burns and broken bones. She'll live.
That's right.
But the scandal's going to take the place down. And that's even stupid. Then like, no.
So that didn't even resolve that.
Well, that didn't even resolve that, but also, no, dude, you do not walk away from this.
No, yeah, you're dead. You are
Like-
dead. Unless you are yourself a mutant with some sort of epic durability.
Because remember, guys,
Not-
he's not like blasting energy out of his voice. It's force. He's literally like crushing them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but she's got some broken bones and bruises, and we're fine. And that's just it. And that's really it, guys. And then it wraps up, and Rogue goes, "Hey, Remy and I have to go deal with some of this Eye of Agamotto stuff. Monet, do you want to step in and be the temporary leader of the X-Men?" And that's where we are. Oh, I didn't even really mention this part because we kind of passed over it.
Her and Pietro.
Oh yeah, her and Pietro instead of Rogue and Remy, which I think, honestly, that whole little bit
That could
I'm
be
kind of
interesting.
interested in. Yeah, I'm kind of
That could
interested
be
to see how that
interesting, yeah.
goes. But then, yeah, I didn't even mention this like directly, but the whole Inmate X thing that we've been building up, not just for like these last 2 issues, but this entire arc,
Wolverine just shows up and freaking
snicks him
gangs him.
just once, one shot. And
Yeah.
and they even kind of like joke about it, right? He goes like, "Why don't you shut up?" And then everybody looks at him and he's like, "What? You could smell he was already dead." And it's like,
Yeah.
yes, but that's not from the reader, from the dramatic point. It's like, but that was our villain. Like that was the guy.
That
who
was our big
setting
bad for
up.
this arc.
Which also, to that point, the Avians.
The what?
I know. When he mentions it, I think, is it here or no, it's right here. Yeah, when he's manipulating everybody in the prison, he says, "Imagine if I had an entire prison population to assist me, enough power to remake the world, Monet, the last flight of Earth's last avian." And I went, "Oh yeah, that's fucking like, oh yeah, that was a thing." And guys, they don't even resolve it here. He just dies. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just that
He's just dead.
Earth's last avian is dead. What is an avian? How did we get avians? How is Professor X an avian? No, but like nobody knows because
I don't know.
they didn't tell
This is a
us.
stupid addition to the lore.
They didn't fucking tell us. And yeah, just like each of the
They
final
first
battles
mentioned avians like a year and a half ago, and we know exactly as much about them now as we did then, which is precisely nothing. Other than they are bald mutant telepaths.
here. Oh my god, I just remembered something too. Do you remember? Okay. Avians. Professor X is an avian. Do you? I don't know if you remember, but when that reveal came, that was right at the moment when Professor X and Shiandra were leaving, right?
Yes.
There's that amazing page from that, whatever it was, like X-Men Goodbye or whatever.
With him
one shot.
and Emma.
And Emma and everybody, like the main core X people on the beach. Yeah, like
Actually good page.
amazing page. And then from there, they like fly off into space. The Shi'ar appear in the Imperial War stuff or like the Imperial like event. That's it. Like, I don't know where Professor X is right now. I don't know what the avian point of that was. And honestly, if they didn't ever connect it to like the Shi'ar or something, because the Shi'ar are birds, like it's all stupid, but that's also right there for you guys. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. It's like at least use what's there. Nope.
no,
Not
we're
doing
gonna
that.
we're gonna do I don't even freaking know. We're just gonna whatever. You know
We're
what I
just
mean?
making crap up at this point.
And also, like, I really hate this villain because his logic is like, okay, as a kid, I had a bunch of powers and I know I was torturing my sister. And then I, went to a hospital. They were trying to take care of me. I was getting better. And I learned that my sister had become like the world's #1 anti-mutant podcaster. So that made me go, oh, what? How could you not love me? How could you not trust me? I'm going to go crazy. And I'm like, you don't seem that disconnected from reality to have that kind of like logic. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Inmate X would very easily recognize like, oh yeah, she became the world's like most anti-mutant podcaster. That was probably my fault, but doesn't mean I have to forgive. Like he's a psycho. He's not dumb. I guess is like the way to put it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just literally every page is we're wrapping this, we're wrapping this, we're wrapping this, we're wrapping this. And
your girl got to do something, so
she did,
congratulations.
but I also don't know what she did.
I don't either. She threw sparks at people. It was better than her shooting sparklers at people.
But do you remember?
They could have done something cool, like in the initial tease, where she did an actual cool ass explosion,
and she cuts the car in half. Remember? Like,
yeah,
that's what when I saw that panel, and she's like,
she should have been able to take out all of them right there.
I thought she was gonna Kamehameha them, like genuinely, and I was gonna be like, a little on the nose.
I mean,
but
she's in the pose,
still, exactly. Yeah. And like, is that not a good evolution of like what her powers are now? Like, they're not just spark. It's she knows how to direct them and light them up. But no, she just throws a couple sparkles at them, and yeah, now you can tell that Andrew and I have just gotten to the point where we're like, what are we doing here? Like, what was any of this?
This arc's over, thankfully. Hopefully, the next one is good.
I don't know if it'll be good, because here's the preview for the next one, right? Widespread panic breaks out in Louisiana as it becomes ground zero for an alien invasion force. Like, that sounds great on its own, right? If you were like Isom or Blue Shift is going to see, like, a bunch of aliens are coming in here, or like there's an alien invasion in what Red Guard, is that what it is? The Ghost Machine.
Oh yeah.
Red Guard,
or the Red Coat.
Red Coat, right? Like, those would all be cool, and I'd be like, wow, we're gonna have some fun here. We're gonna play into like that 1950s, 60s stuff.
But this is the Marvel comic universe.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, and it's the
aliens
X-Men.
are nothing new. Yeah, like
they hang out with like half of them are married to aliens. Like, I don't know. So it's like I look at that cover and I go, ooh, thematically that's really interesting, but I just don't know what it's going to amount to because, yeah, is it the Avians? No, it better not be the Avians. I don't think it's the Avians.
Probably not the
Avians.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, it's just one unsatisfactory is probably how I would put this. Because I think you and I said last time we talked about Uncanny that it's weird, but we're of course open for you to bring it home, make it make sense. I just don't think it did, and I haven't heard anything from like Gale or insiders regarding scheduling disruptions or something. So I'm at a genuine loss at where we got, like, how we got to this, because Gale's not this bad of a writer, and
she certainly hasn't been on this book up till this point.
Yeah, and like,
but this entire arc has been kind of like just bleh.
The arc, yeah, but like, she's also wrapping up, like we've been pointing out, plot points from her entire run. The entire definition of Uncanny. They just shut down Graymalkin Prison with no fanfare.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Why did you have to run through all that? This entire thing with Inmate X should have been its own arc. It should never have had this weird New Mutants angle. And
yeah, you didn't need to include the New Mutants thing. You didn't need to include Mutina, who I still don't care about. You didn't need to include any of this other stuff. Just make it about, like, bring it back around to the Graymalkin stuff, do the stuff with Inmate X, close it out there.
And that's another
everything
thing.
Else is just noise.
Well, that's another thing too that you just brought up to my brain, but it is the fact that, damn it, what did you just say? Because Mutina. Why is Mutina here? They if you guys remember, Mutina introduced herself as like a celebrity villain to the X-Men, or to the Outliers specifically.
Yeah.
Why did Inmate X grab her and throw her onto this fake New Mutant? Like, what's the connection? What's the use? Why wouldn't you, if the plan was like, I want Mutina to kill them, why not just set them up in a really easy kill zone for Mutina to have her little slasher fantasies, right? So, I don't know. Mutina sucks. And you know what? What bums me out, Andrew, is this page. I forgot completely what her powers were, even though they had like literally just explained it. I kind of like glossed over it. So I saw the sword and I was like, oh, does she have like weapon manipulation power? You know what I'm talking about? Like, I can take this and make like a big sword, or I can take this.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of cool. But she just for some reason has a big Buster sword.
My Hero Academia.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's just she has it. So I don't know. At this point, you and I could probably break down every panel and just sit here and go, that was bad. This is weird. This is dumb. I don't know, guys. Hopefully Uncanny finds its footing again. Gale hasn't necessarily lost me, but I know this is a pie in the sky like ask, and it's entitled even to like imagine it, but like it'd be cool if Gale came out, soon and made like a Substack post and was like, hey, let me talk to you guys. Scheduling things happen, this happened, and I'd be like, oh, thank God. Like, it doesn't make it better, but it makes like
sometimes providing context for circumstances can reframe things.
Absolutely. So hopefully that'll come
or at
down
least
the pipe.
Ease worry.
I think that's what we need to aim for in comic books. Not just bring your worry down. You're never going to be happy, but you can bring your worry down. All right. Yes. Let's get out of the world of the Uncanny X-Men. And Andrew, where do you want to jump today or next?
I guess we hit Batman.
Why not? All right. Absolute Catwoman next week. I'm excited for that. Sorry, I just saw the house ad. But here we are, issue 10 of Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez's Batman. We have, what was it, like 2 issues that Jimenez was taking a break on? And now he's back, and he's full on in the lead art duties for this issue. As Andrew teased, and as we've been saying throughout the entire show, not like with all the other issues, not a lot really happens here. Really, we get this look into sort of where the Bat family is. Not even, like, what do you... Because this isn't even, like, setting where everybody is, right? It's sort of just...
It's just the aftermath of, like, blowing up Wayne Manor. Yeah, everybody's sitting around or working out or like, laying down. They got their, their phones on them and whatever. And they're just, like, they're getting messages from... each other and Bruce, and then they get a recorded message, pre-recorded message from Barbara that she had recorded prior to getting captured, right?
It's also, before you discuss this, Jorge, you didn't have to put her like full chest in that shot, but I'm very appreciative that you did, dude. I was like, oh man, like just, those girls are out there.
Appreciate you, Jorge. You're a man's man. I appreciate you.
Face. But yeah, guys, where we are still in the middle of the overarching arc of Vandal Savage is police commissioner of Gotham City, and he has declared open season on the Bat family, which, like you said, Andrew, and I think we've mentioned it before, I'm not really jazzed about this angle that the run is taking. In the first couple issues where we were doing more like one-on-one tech stuff and revisiting our villains and sort of, like you and I said, resetting that footing for Batman, right? That was all really interesting. And the Crown of Storm stuff, the idea of like police commissioner's a bad guy and wants the heroes like taken down. We've done it a million times.
I feel like we've been here.
With Spider-Man. It was like this in the aftermath of No Man's Land and in the aftermath of Court of Owls. Like, it's not a threat to me. I guess like there's just no stakes. Speaking of, I just realized, like, remember the reporter and the kid? Like the kid who recorded that video of putting the Batarang in the blood and like framing Batman. They were interesting. Where'd they go? Like we haven't seen them
for a couple issues.
The last time we saw them was like when the cops like scared them, right? Like when the car starts up and the reporter's like, "Yep, they're gonna."
Yeah, I think that was issue like 8, maybe.
And I'm like, where did they go? Because instead of any of that, we instead get a random update on, as you said, what's his name, Minotaur?
Minotaur.
Yeah, and
who we haven't seen since issue 4.
Which we saw him one time in issue 4, where he orchestrated this big sort of elaborate scheme to kill a bunch of like super rich people. Hold on one sec. I just gotta tell my sister something.
He's all over the place. Yeah, guys, I know that Spence and I have actually been pretty hot on this book for the bulk of its run thus far, but the last couple issues just kind of like and that seems to be the case with so many books right now. that are just kind of like petering, unless it's um absolute Batman, absolute Superman, absolute Wonder Woman, or Venom right now. Everything feels like it's like they were up here and now they're just kind of like on a little bit of a slump, which happens, but it's unfortunate.
Superman is
Oh
still
yeah,
good.
Superman's
Superman's
just been peak.
Yeah,
Superman's just peak.
So good to get that out of all of this. But back to Batman. Wait a minute. There we go. Back to Batman. We get an update on, or like just, we don't even get an update. We see just like a display of power, I guess, from Minotaur.
Yeah.
Where this guy apparently betrayed them. So they killed his like wife or his daughter or some woman who was very close to him. But because he's also a member of like the Minotaur's gang, they helped him out. And when he tried to fight Hugo Strange with that Monster Men issue and everything, and he failed. But the Minotaur's gang goes, okay, well, you're one of us, so we're going to take care of you. And they go and they kill Hugo Strange. And they're like, here's a token that, so he's dead. We take care of our own. Another rushed moment. Like, you just killed Hugo Strange, and it was
yeah, you just killed a fairly important Batman villain.
And it was an afterthought?
Yeah.
Like, wasn't he just on TV criticizing the Crown of Storm stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, he had a way bigger role to play here. Or
that was earlier on in the run. I think that was like maybe in the first
like
few issues.
Yeah, but
still, like,
he's around.
It's not that long ago.
Yes, and yeah, they just shoot him. I get, like, it's a post wrap to another issue, but it's not even happening in that issue. Super weird. I'm not a big fan of what played out here. From there, we get another check-in with Bruce, adamantly against turning anything Wayne Corps into weaponry or defense. We learn that the Hot Doctor has quit with her, or she quit, right? Or is she filed paperwork to shut down the project. She didn't quit, but she's ending the Crown of Storm stuff. So that's all we really get there before we get another check-in with, Batman, Bruce, and Alfred, where Batman, deduces that rather than, seeing Gotham as turf to seize, Minotaur viewed Gotham as like an asset. So this is a financial war we're fighting, and that makes it so much harder. And I'll admit, that's kind of interesting. I don't know why
they just haven't done anything with it.
That's exactly it, man. Like
I haven't seen this guy for 6 issues.
You gave him a helmet.
And I still don't see him in this one.
And you gave him like 6 fingers. And that's what bothered me. I remember when that issue came out, because obviously I'm buying all of the Virgin foil ones for the book. When that one came out, I was like, you might remember, I was like, I don't know if I really want, like, I don't care about him. But it's for the run, like, I might as well get all, it is like Jorge art, I might as well, but it's still just like, why do I care about you? I think our takeaway from that issue was like, another criminal boss in Gotham? Great.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have seen on Justice League, playing behind me, Batman take down like 90 of them just while we've been on today, right? It's not, it's like Spider-Man taking down a mugger. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Great. I will say, I don't know what fraction, how do I put this? You've brought it up before, but like, what's up with the way Fraction writes Bruce talking to Alfred? Right? Like, it doesn't, like, right here.
It feels out of character the way that they talk to each other. It feels like
he's talking like almost like a dick. Right?
Yeah.
Like, and for what I'm bringing up for those of you who aren't actively like looking at the screen right now, Alfred notes to Batman, like, Batman goes, okay, this is what he's been doing. We have to go look at bank records. And Alfred goes, great. A night of forensic accounting. We'll track routing numbers and foreign accounts. And Bats goes, oh, hell no. That can wait. And then he like runs off to get to the next part of the story. But that line right there, like, oh, hell no.
This just doesn't feel like a Batman line.
It felt bad coming. Like, when I read that, I was like,
yeah.
He would say no. He wouldn't say like, oh, hell no. He would just go, no, that can wait. It's time to get Vandal. And that's badass Bruce. But this makes him seem, like younger, more immature, more gung-ho. And it's weird. And maybe Fractional explains something where it's like the ghost of Bruce makes him or the ghost of Alfred makes Bruce feel more infantile or something, and maybe I'll be okay with it there. But right now it's just every issue has like one of these dialogues, and it doesn't even work with the art, right? Like in that left panel, Bruce is clearly like a older gentleman.
Yeah.
He's not going to be like, oh, hell no. Right? Like that's what you and I say when we see like a Tom King book is hitting the shelves, not when we're about to go save our city. Oh my God. We don't talk about her. But yes, from there we hit probably like everything from here on out is pretty awesome and pretty like, this is my Batman, but it is only that in like a vacuum, right? Like it's all cool. The overarching story and everything, it doesn't matter. I don't care. But this is a good like montage. That's probably the word
It's a good montage of Batman being in control and setting things up. And, you know, it keeps getting repeated by Damian and by Barbara. Trust the plan, right?
Yeah.
The plan that we don't know anything about as the reader. Beyond it involved blowing up Wayne Manor for the umpteenth time, you know. Right. It's like, oh, look at that. I'm sure that'll never get rebuilt.
Well, to be fair, they told like the Bat family, and most of them were just like, whoa, what? And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty much the reaction. That's more a reaction than you should be having, honestly, but that's still closer.
Like, oh, it's a Tuesday. How about that, right?
Right. Yes, the M. Bison.
So like there's some cool actions here, but it's all just set up for what I think is actually the coolest part of this issue.
It's like a demo reel of like, this is why Batman rules.
Yeah.
It would like open your movie or it would close your movie. That kind of a montage. And how did you feel about this, Andrew? Because I know you do not like Catwoman. You don't like them together.
No, I hate her. She can die.
But how'd you feel about this little moment?
Like look at each other and then go their separate ways. I mean, I guess you have to acknowledge that there's history and conflict and things like that. So it's possible that they're going to run into each other at some point. Though Gotham's a big city.
It's not that big. I can get if I'm playing if I'm going off of the map in Arkham City, it's big. It's not that big,
right? But it's not Metropolis big, right?
True.
Or New York certainly. So I guess I was fine with that page. Like that page could not happen and nothing changes about the book. It's just kind of whatever.
I think you're right, but I'm going to go a little opposite to you and say I think this does add a little bit like a good spice to this book because I'm totally up for the idea that she's on a heist or whatever and he's doing his stuff and they kind of are like, oh shit, you're over there, right? Because like, it's a city. The rooftops are where they operate. And I like this moment because that just makes the world feel alive, but nothing is set. Like nobody says a dialogue box. There's no editorial box. Like we don't go back to rehashing like Batcat, my heart. Like they look and we get it. And then she leaps away and he just turns. And I think like that's a good, like that's cards where we're dealt, right? Like that's kind of where they should be, where they know, but Bats is way too dedicated to himself. She knows that, like, that's what I got from this, that Catwoman would know that throughout all the night, there's all these like crimes and Batman's coming back, right? She'd hear it somehow through the wire. She comes here and this is how I actually read it, because she sees him so much. She kind of like went out to go see, like, is this really him? And when she like confronts him, that like pose, that's her being like square up, right? Like, I don't know who you are, but I'm ready for business. She recognizes that like, that's Bruce. Like it is Batman, but I think it's not just like physicality. I think it's her going like, I see and feel that like that heroic determination, the Bat that will not let anything else ever come in and happen. And I know that's it. And it hurts me, but I know that that's the confirmation that that's him. And then we can go our separate, it's sort of like the who would know him best? You know, his wife or whatever. And I know it's not 1-to-1, but yeah, I thought it was you add that and you get the zeal that comes in these next few pages, right? You get this is like the accent mark on this, because as Andrew was saying, from there, you know, as you all saw, Batman at every one of his rescues is leaving behind a tiny little box with some sort of trigger antenna on it. So at one point he kills the lights to all of Gotham. It's part of their plan. And at that moment, Barbara's boobified message goes out to the entire team. And she says, you know,
I love that.
I can't help it, man. Like, I don't want, I feel so
Jorge Jimenez understood the assignment.
I know, but like, I feel like I'm living into that like creep comic book stereotype where it's like, oh yeah, booby lady. But it's also like, how can I not, man? I'm only a man, and you drew it so well. Like I don't know what you want from me.
I'm just a red-blooded male. What do you want from me, right? Like I can only control myself.
It's Jorge
so much.
Babs. What do you want me to do? But yeah, so basically, Babs's message goes out, and she says everything that's happened from the various safe houses that got raided to me being arrested to, you know, you guys being in hiding. Everything is going according to the plan. Like what Andrew was saying. And this, like, it's all working. Tonight's the night we beat Vandal Savage. Watch, like check for the boss. Like, he's got the sign. And that's when, you know, Babs tells him, remember that over the next few days and weeks, no matter what Vandal says, Batman always wins. And it's at that moment, all the boxes start opening.
Which is a good line.
No, all of this is great. Again, it's just like the kind of the surrounding bit of it. It's like, I don't really care about the
overarching narrative. We just don't really care. Yeah.
But this is all like, this is good stuff.
This is good Batman.
Yeah. Right. This is good Batman because all the boxes open and we are introduced to the new Bat Signal 2.0, which I'm going to be like, it is literally just drones, right? Like those drone shows we see all the time. We saw them for the Olympics, for the World Cup, for He-Man. The He-Man movie just did it with like a big Skeletor that appeared over LA, which I'm going to run for president just because I feel like we need to ban that marketing practice, right? Of specifically like if you did a drone show above a city and it was like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, June, whatever, fine. Imagine you're a guy who just like doesn't know any of this stuff and you just like, I don't know, smoked a bunch of weed or something and you step outside and it's like raining down in terror. Like, I'm surprised.
You're over here tripping balls and you've got Skeletor that's just gigantic up in the sky, like, screaming at you.
I don't know how many of you guys have seen any like recent drone shows or demonstrations, but like they're good now. They don't just like move up and down, so they could make like his mouth move as if he's actually talking. I'm sure somebody
the technology's impressive now.
Somebody probably died from like a heart attack. Like they had no idea what was happening. And that's what I mean. Like, can't do that to the old folks. But yes, we get the reveal of Bat Signal 2.0, an entire flock of drones that lights up with super bright light bulbs. And Batman deploys it as sort of a direct taunt to Vandal Savage, reminding him that this is my city. Yeah. Right? Like, I'm Batman, Batman is Gotham. And again, like Andrew said, or like we were saying, this is cool as hell. This rules. Yeah.
That's him shining a light in the dark.
And I really like
that's pretty awesome.
Well, I like the use of the drones, right? Like, it seems so obvious, but I wouldn't have thought of that. And like when it happened, I was like, oh, that's so good. But this also reinforces, and maybe we got to do a trade reread eventually, but like this reinforces that whole thing from the very beginning. Remember the kid's grandma, where she was like, don't say his name unless you need him, right? Like, but he's always there. He's always listening. Like, Gotham believes in Batman, and they don't believe in Vandal, and we know that. And so this is him, you know, sort of putting that stamp on it, and that's sick. Like,
looks like what you said, like this is my city,
right? It's like the Dark Knight when I think Rises, when he lights up the big fire bat. It's kind of that same pronouncement, and I'm all here for it. I really, really like this. This shot is crazy good from Jorge.
Oh yeah, that's poster worthy.
Oh,
Is
absolutely,
what
dude. If
that
this
is.
isn't a poster, a hardcover cover, right? Like the direct market one or something. You guys are
Mhm.
dropping the ball. Put this on one of your tops cards that you guys have brought back recently. Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, Subhuman's there. I want that as a poster, dude. I want it. I know this is ridiculous. Actually, it's not considering how the game has been going in recent years. But put this shit on a Magic card and like make it foil.
Yeah. There you
That
go.
thing would pop so hard, and I might cry. Like it would be.
They're on one of those full art ones that they've been doing
Yeah,
lately.
that's what I'm talking about. Like the comic art ones. I'd cry. But that is where we are with Batman. A good like montage moment, but also like nothing truly of like new substance. Like
Mhm.
it's definitely a greatest hits type thing.
It's a setup because
It's not bad. Yeah,
issues
oh,
11 and
absolutely.
12 are going to wrap up this arc presumably, and that'll hopefully you know wrap up in a way that gets Vandal Savage out of here. Like
Yeah.
the whole premise of Vandal Savage being in Gotham and being police commissioner just never landed with me.
It doesn't land with me because who doesn't know Vandal Savage at this point? Like I'm sorry, like it doesn't. This isn't like a real world politics, right? Where somebody
Mhm.
did something questionable and people can make like, oh, he didn't cheat on his wife, right? Like she left him first, but she like they can do gymnastics.
Right.
Vandal Savage has been like, I'm gonna genocide the world, and it's me.
He's been
Like-
a freaking supervillain for a very long time.
So yeah, that's that, and then like Ivy being mayor of Gotham. I'm just like, I don't know what we're doing here. I don't know what we're doing here
Yeah.
anymore. I feel like these could have potential, but they're not executing it right because you need to
Mhm.
treat it more explosively, I guess, than it is. Like if Vandal Savage became police commissioner, you need to have like panels of like Justice League lawyers, right? Or whatever. Like,
Mhm.
how do we end? Like, this is bad. Like,
Yeah, like why is the
like when
Justice League not
when
getting
Norman
involved?
became the director of Shield or Hammer, right? Like more
Yeah.
reactions like that instead of just, oh yeah, Gotham's over there, Vandal's over there. It's just
That's Bruce's problem, right?
yeah,
It's
right.
Gotham.
Yeah, right. Like it's Bruce. Shut up. But what's up, Comics Dad? Didn't see you come. And what's up, Mary over there on the Room of Requirement channel? Go subscribe to them. Look at that. I already had that tweet ready to go. Or that comment ready to go. Room of Requirement. Get your Harry Potter news on. We'll do a bigger promo of it in probably just a little bit. But Andrew, anything left to say about Batman? Or actually, let me ask you something about Batman, because you just mentioned it right there, and I trust you. So like, you just said, oh yeah, it's a setup. The big fight against what do you think could happen that could be interesting here? You know what I mean? Like, because on my read right now, on my prediction, I'm just like, it's just going to be another kind of basic, almost what we saw in All In, right? Like the city rises up again and they all fight for Batman's side. And then the villain's going to get too full of himself and get cocky, and they'll either release that video of him planting the batarang in the blood and everybody will turn on him, or he'll just overplay his hand or something, right? Like, and that doesn't seem particularly grabbing to me.
It's not. I think what I would like to see is actually get the whole Bat family involved in it. Because though he's not used that frequently anymore, Vandal Savage is not just a dude.
No, he's like
You can't
terrifying.
you can't just go fisticuffs as the dude against Vandal Savage. You will die. He has superhuman strength.
He takes on
superhuman
Superman.
durability.
Like,
Yeah,
yes, it's Superman when he's weakened, but it's still a Superman. Like, that's still Superman.
Yeah, like this is not Bruce going up against Riddler.
Actually, that's a good point. I don't know how many of you out there either are like new listeners, old listeners. A lot of people, you might forget that the stone that Vandal Savage found, that meteorite, it wasn't just immortality. It was like strength and power and like it's life power. So that also like,
yeah.
So he is a big, strong dude. He's not just immortal.
Yeah.
He is immortal, but also strong.
So like get the whole Bat family involved in it, right? Like, because they made it, this whole deal that like they're all gonna have to go into hiding or whatever for a time. okay, well now bring him back and make it
But
a family
also,
affair.
it's only been an issue of them in
Well,
hiding.
it's also already it's only been an issue in hiding. Like last issue, they blew up the Wayne Manor. They, all of their
Oh, true. And
vaults
now we're here,
and
like,
things,
all
their
right, now
safe
it's time
houses
for the
were
fight
seized.
back, and it's like,
Yeah, one issue later, we're already, it's like
where's the
tonight
like,
we're gonna take down Vandal Savage. It's like,
where's
oh
the
well,
like five
that was
issues or
quick,
10 issues in
right?
between where you guys have to struggle and something goes wrong, and yeah,
Hmm.
that's a really good point. I didn't even think about. Yeah, I was gonna complain that was fast, but then they're just moving again. They're
This whole
just
thing has just been
moving.
fast.
They're
Yeah.
just moving. Where's Lady Oho? Right? Like,
Yeah.
they made a big deal out of her. I don't know. So Bats is still it's still good. A little disappointing in where it's kind of stagnating, but not cooked yet. Like nowhere near that level yet. Maybe.
No, this
But-
book isn't on chopping block territory for me right now.
No, not, and that's our metric over here. Like, even my metric over here is if it's on Andrew's chopping block.
Yeah.
But
Because that just means it's not holding my interest enough for me to care.
which is for somebody like Andrew tries things. He will buy things and like that's a really big. That
Yeah, I
means something.
grabbed
That's not just him saying
absolute
whatever.
Green Arrow. You know,
did,
and
which-
I enjoyed it
fine.
enough to check out issue
Number
2.
2. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited for
I
when
was
that
like,
comes around. We'll probably talk about it.
I was like, this is interesting enough for me to check out number 2. If I don't enjoy number 2, okay, then
that's
that.
fine, right? But yeah, so that is where the core Bat crew is right about now. Andrew, we are at our a little over the 2-hour mark. Do you want to talk about anything else, or do you want to mention anything else? Do you think we should wrap up? We still have Sonic. There's not a lot to talk about in Sonic, just mainly one thing I want to talk about in Sonic.
If it's the one scene I think you are talking about, we can quick hit that for like a 5-minute thing and then wrap.
Because there's not a lot to talk
There's
about
not much,
in this week's issue.
not much really happens.
This
in
is very much a setup issue. This is, here's our villains. What are the villains going to be doing, right? And so we meet the Legion of Doom, yada 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 yada. To that end, well, first of all, question doing mysteries with Vector. Didn't know I ever needed to see that. I need a mini series of that immediately right now. Do you know who that second villain is? Is that supposed to be Vandal?
Let me pull this up on larger.
Yeah. I don't actually know who that's supposed to be. He looks almost like Calabac, but like too clean.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure.
Which Deadly Sin is that? The red one?
I forget his name because I didn't give a crap about Sonic and Lost World.
You're the guy who's you're supposed to know this.
Sonic Lost World was dumb. I don't remember
absolutely was.
the Deadly Sin characters' names.
The other thing, first I also want to shout out the way they draw Cheetah in this book. Like, too many people they either go that route that's kind of like the 1960s.
They go that like cutesy or the cutesy like.
Yep.
We're trying really hard to make this look like a furry.
Right. Or the 1960s cartoon where it's like a woman with like very stupid cat suit on, right?
Right.
Maybe she'll be furry. So I really like when Cheetah gets drawn really feral like this, like really.
Yeah,
monstrous.
a little more monstrous.
Yeah, and so shout out to you guys for that. But then they all just sort of team up. They're learning their plans. We get a great little scene here. This isn't the one I was pointing out, but Lex hires Catwoman to go charm and spy on Dr. Eggman, while Dr. Eggman does the exact same thing by sending Rouge.
He hires Rouge, yeah.
And I thought that was pretty funny. Also, did Lex Luthor have sex with a bat? Because he says, blasted bat kept me up all night.
I think it was the drinking.
No, it was. I just wanted to bring up that joke because it's funny. It's definitely supposed to be like we were up all night partying. From there, they just start going out, causing damage to try and, attract Sonic and the Justice League. This is the scene I wanted to bring up, Andrew. I don't know if this is the one you were thinking of. but I only wanted to bring this up. Sinestro charging himself up with like fear on Sonic's Earth at Soliana. Do you remember what
Soliana from Sonic 06.
06. Yeah. Like
from Sonic 06. Yeah, the flames of destruction, the flames of Iblis.
Yes, I didn't read the like location first. I read the box and I went, no way. Yeah. And then I read it. It said Soliana, and I was like, holy. An 06 reference, and it's not being used as like a mocking thing. Like it's just
year
part of
our
canon.
Lord 2026.
Yeah. So good.
Shocked.
That's really all I wanted to bring up. What scene did you think I was bringing up, Andrew?
Honestly, I thought you were gonna bring up the page that had Catwoman Rouge on it. Like after like they had played, like they had been each hired to play the other villain, and they were playing them.
Yeah,
right?
like
was kind of the whole thing, right? So
yeah,
it's like
Rouge plays as Catwoman. Catwoman plays as being Rouge.
Yeah,
I feel like they're going to be a lot of fun, right? Like I
think there's probably potential in there for this to be at least a tolerably like entertaining version of Catwoman
you
for
hate
me.
Catwoman, that's right. I forgot about that whole angle, but I still think, yeah, having her specifically interacting with Rouge, I think there can be a lot of good or like a lot of fun that can come from this.
I think there could be actual genuine character chemistry there.
Yeah. So a lot of potential there. But yeah, I just was like, damn, 06, I can't believe we're doing this. And then
Soliana reference.
Oh, I also laughed really hard at where I think what's his name from the Teen Titans or Gizmo. He attacks Chemical Plant Zone. I don't know, like that's my favorite zone from Sonic, and that just made me laugh. I was like, I get that reference.
Yeah.
And yeah, from there, guys, the entire plot, we get to our plot, which is the Legion of Doom goes out to, bait all the heroes. They get the heroes to chase them through one of the Lex Egg portals. And thanks to the villains' quick thinking, while all the villains go through the portal and they get back to where they're supposed to go, the League and Team Sonic are all thrown into null space, nowhere. So they're kind of out of the world, which I don't know. That's where we are. No idea what they're going to do here. I'm still for it. I'm still having a lot of fun.
I'm still here for it. I'm just waiting for Metal Sonic to show up.
He's got to show up, right? Like, I mean, come on. They use the egg carrier from Sonic 1 or Adventure 1. Like, I know he's going to show up. Oh, wait, we've seen covers, haven't we?
Yes, I think we've seen some covers that have him on it. So
I wonder
that's just what I'm waiting for.
I wonder who he's going to come from. Like, will he come from Lex or will he come from Ivo? I have no idea. Might be cool. I don't have the button ready. Oh wait, yeah, I do.
Might be cool.
Might be cool. But yeah, that's all I wanted to bring up for Metal Legion. Oh, I also wanted to laugh about the cover because look at that. You put all three of the goats on that cover. Like, those are the three I care about. Like, Knuckles, Shadow, and Sonic, and then Flash, Batman, Superman. There you go. You got him.
Yep.
Let's see. I think that's all I have for the week, Andrew. Do you have anything else you want to mention, bring up, yell about?
Nah, I don't think I got anything else.
Yeah, no, it's like we said, guys, it's a pretty light week with a lot of things that are just Wally beat. Like, we're at that moment where everything is like rushing to conclude a bunch
Everything's
of stuff
Wally bees
to
right
like
now.
Clean their plate off, which is the Wally bees. Like, that's the definition of Wally beesing, and we just don't know what they're clearing it for, right? Normally with the Wally bees, we can go, oh, Crisis is coming or Civil War, like whatever, but question marks because it's all over the place right now.
Yeah, it's just where we got. Yeah.
But with that, I think we can start wrapping up. Andrew, anything you want to let the people know? Anything you want to talk about? Anything at all?
I want to let the people know that they should absolutely, if they haven't done so already, be pre-ordering Arc Stream Fall Start #1 over at preferstock.com/pre-orders. Book's doing really well. If you pre-order, I think there are still character cards left. I don't remember. I'd have to actually check. But I'm super excited for people to get that. The pages look great. Got a great team on it. The covers look great. I actually designed the covers in terms of like I wrote the commission prompt for the artists.
Unfortunately, as we've learned,
to Eric.
once you become a big time comic book creator, you don't have the time to do your cover perspectives anymore. You got to send it off to a team. So
Yeah,
the next
yeah,
book will
for
still have
sure.
cool covers, but no Andrew touch. But yeah, guys, go get your ArcStream False Start #1. Final order cutoff July 24th, right before or right in the middle of, because that's a Friday. So yeah, right in the middle of San Diego Comic-Con. Make sure you just have, the money available for it. Go pre-order. All the covers rule. You know Andrew's talent. You know he knows comic books. So yeah, go get in on that.
And I know speedsters, if nothing else.
We would hope so. we would hope so. Even though you hate Dark Wally. What the heck?
Dark Wally sucks.
I know. He does.
And then you beat me to it. And then as
there.
always, guys, if you're not already subbed to the Room of Requirement, which is Mary's and my Harry Potter lore channel, make sure you do so. We have a ton of fun with the videos that we're producing there. I'm beginning early work on my next videos that I'm working on. We wrapped up a cool 2-parter that it will be airing somewhat soon-ish, that I'm excited for you guys to check out. But we have a ton of content already up on the channel because we want to have a nice little library built up for when people are searching Harry Potter YouTube channels on the regular when the HBO reboot series comes out this Christmas. So we're hoping to find ourselves in the algorithm there with a nice library already set up and built in.
Absolutely. And guys, don't worry. You'll notice that there are no watches here. And you'd go, wait, I thought Andrew's one of your best friends. Why are you not supporting? It's the foil variant account. Mine is fine.
This is the foil variant.
Mine's got all. Andrew and I try not to use this as much as possible, aside from posting. So don't worry. We've got each other's backs. But yeah, so go subscribe to Room of Requirement. Go pre-order ArcStream. Anything else? I'm going to go back to the graphics. I made it.
Unless I'm forgetting something, which is entirely possible. On Rip Ascend, pre-order Tales from Twisted Ravens.
Yes. Caro!
That is Caro's project that she's doing in conjunction with her comic publishing company, which is Little Lantern Comics, in partnership with Comic Books for Kids. All profits from this campaign go towards Comic Book for Kids to put comic books, age-appropriate comic books, in the hands of kids who are sick in hospitals with, any number of terminal illnesses. So this is for a good cause. Caro isn't taking a dime of profit from this.
Nope.
It's literally all going to the kids.
So check it out.
Please consider helping out with that.
Yeah, support the kids, support Caro, because even if you're just reading, the money goes to the kids, but you're reading her story, you're getting it out there. Give her that love too, and because she's great at what she does. There's a reason she works for RIPA, or is on sabbatical. I don't know what you want to qualify it now. I don't know. Now I feel like I'm digging myself a hole. Andrew, I'm gonna start signing off. All right, everybody, take care. See you next Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel for another foil variant. Next week, just a hint, I'll be coming back for Mav streams and gaming streams and stuff. So I'll see you all next week. And yeah, Andrew, I think that's all I've got.
All right, guys. As always, catch you in the next one. God bless and Godspeed.
And like Superboy Prime says, right? The sales or the solicit copy is the sales copy. You need to read the story. All right.
Yeah.
See you guys next week.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?